Hi all, I'm just going to have a bit of a general chat here. What time is it now? 9:30 is a good time. We got a few people on last night. We must have had 70 odd. I would like to get 100 if possible. Type something here. If you find, let's see who comes on. Give me 2 seconds. And I wish I could type quickly, hope you're all well anyway. That's a good start of the day. Everyone's all right. Nobody's relapsed or anything. I would like to. Good evening, whoever you are. We'll speak to you in a second. I should have done this earlier. Really. I don't know there's a way to do lots on these laptops now. For a while, I've just been using the phone. It's a bit of a carry on. Let me have a look. 10 people already. Wow, that's good. I'll get to you in a second. Anything you want to talk about in particular? Please feel free. It's great this to drop a how are we all? It's been a nice day, hasn't it? It's been hard this winter already, isn't it, for people not to go on the drink. It's been good summer. The schools go up tomorrow, don't they? Which is a stressful time for parents, obviously. It's a long time off, isn't it? Do they need 6 weeks off, 7 weeks off? It's a long time for kids to be off. I should have typed back when I finished. Right, okay. First of all, welcome everybody back to this channel, and I'm going to do a live now. I'm just going to talk about basically, is moderate drinking really safe? Because a lot of questions come in, What do you think? I'm not quite sure it is safe to be is moderate drinking safe? Well, I thought it was. And I even thought heavy drinking was safe, but it turned out not to be. So even moderate drinking can be dangerous. It depends on how your body reacts to it and how you react mentally as well. Your whole well-being really. So is moderate drinking okay? A lot of people drink moderately. The social drinking side of it, I mean, most people I knew in the police drank moderately. A few people didn't drink a lot. And when you get hit the moderate stage, then you're going to drift into drinking a bit more heavily, weekends, holidays, that sort of thing. And that's when you get problems. Because, we all have to celebrate sometimes. We've all got to relax a little bit. But why do we have to relax with the poison, It's much better to relax doing something nice than something that doesn't cost a really fortune. It costs a fortune to drink, not just in monetary terms, but in potential loss of earnings with sickness, general absenteeism and all that sort of thing. I mean, most doctors will tell you that a lot of sickness is a lot of colds and flus if people drink too much. Weakens the immune system, isn't it? So I would say moderate drinking is probably okay if you're young and fit enough. But if you've got other problems, I mean, I know people who've got high blood pressure and that sort of thing, they still drink. They drink more and more and more. Especially when they retire. Retirement can be a massive problem for people. Everybody's retired on it. When I retired, I had plenty to do, as I was interested in things. But I noticed I drank more because I had more time. And when you've got no structure to your life, you're going to drink more. I think it's what happened during COVID. People drank more because more availability. People got themselves in a bit of a mess. Didn't it? A massive mess. A lot of people died during COVID because of alcohol-related illnesses. COVID was a bit of an anomaly to me. I was in hospital for most of COVID, so I didn't really notice it, if that makes sense. I know the hospital was really busy, but we were sort of segregated from all that. I had my own room a lot of the time, all this fluid being drained off and that sort of thing. But I believe there was a lot of admissions because of COVID drinking. And people hit beer and wine a bit too much, And I just think that's been a bit of a problem. It's never settled down really. Still, a lot of people will drink because I work from home. I couldn't work from home even if I wasn't working during COVID, obviously. But the fact of the matter is that it's led to people sort of thinking, well, I feel a bit rough on a Monday morning. I don't have to go to work. I just have a drink in the house. And that starts again a habit and then becomes an addiction, isn't it? The link between alcohol, we mentioned this the other night, alcohol and anxiety and depression. Horrendous depression I got, horrendous anxiety. I did one video tonight about the fear factor. I became frightened of everything, going out, answering the door, opening letters, even just talking to people in general. I felt terrible, and it was really, really bad. Hi everyone, and I hope you're well. Any topics you want to discuss, then please let me know. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you keep people focused and be accountable. If anybody has relapsed, then so be it. Get back in here, and we'll get you off it again. That's the key. You can't relapse and just stay on it. That's no good. It's one of these things where you just can't turn the clock back once you get on the road to stage 3 from heavy drinking to heavy drinking. You've got issues, and then it goes to stage 4, which is stage 5 really, where you're falling off the cliff. That's the stage a lot of people get. They're falling off the cliff, they can't get back on again, and then that's full blown alcoholism, isn't it? And it does make you anxious, makes you depressed. Lots of people kill themselves. Pretty awful, isn't it? The number of people that drink is bound to cause problems for the medical professions. And who doesn't drink these? If you please, anybody out there, just say hi on there. I'm not sure if the chat's working all right. Messages will show here. So it wasn't hard to show here for show you lost it. If you change the filters, the filter will only show. Who's out there can say hello, just to make sure this chat thing's working. So the anxiety levels I had were really, really high, and I couldn't get on the London Underground. I was struggling to get anywhere really. I had sweats and panic attacks and all that sort of thing. I was on the underground system. I used to think I'm claustrophobic, and it was around the time that the IRA were very active. There's bomb incidents, explosions, all that sort of thing. And being on a train, underground train, pretty good, isn't it? Alcohol's role in cancer, somebody asked about. Well, alcohol can be linked to a lot of cancers, throat cancer and stomach cancer, that sort of thing. There's so many things bad about it. That's why we've got to keep off it. The motivation to keep off it is your health. That's the main one, really. I speak to a lot of people and I say, what is your motivation? Most of them say they want to get some time back, live a bit longer, and get the health on track, which I think is obviously very important. It's the most important thing, isn't it? And it's got to be a main focus. Alcohol takes over your life, and that's your focus when you're drinking. But getting healthy has to now be your main focus, if that makes sense. So there's another message show here. Hi Dee, hi Dave. That's very nice of you to drop in and give us that massive donation. Really appreciate that. Hope you're well. All these super chats they add up and they're really, really helpful for the channel. Allows me to keep going. Allows me to help you and to gather more information, do some more research, and keep everything up to date, which is very important. And move forward. And how are you, Dave? Hope you're well. And I hope that you obviously everything's going well in your life down in London now. It's been a nice day here, even for the northeast. It's been remarkably warm, really. So we're just talking about the alcohol and anxiety, depression, how it catches up with you over a period of time, and you're just living for the next beer, really, aren't you? The next hit, next wine, next vodka, whatever you drink. And it controls every part. It weaves itself into every aspect of your life, and you can't get out of it. Not easily. And what I've been campaigning for is, some sort of medical intervention where we can get some sort of medication. There's some sort of pill. It's called, I think it's Facilin or something. Filicin or something. Anyway, there's some pill come out, which apparently stops hangovers. Has anybody heard of that? And it's quite a new thing, but one of my clients is on that, and it stops your hangover. It actually brings your blood pressure down as well. There's been trial, but I think you can get it from chemists even. I'm not sure if the doctors would recommend it. I think it's going to make people drink more. if anybody's got the internet handy, I'll just chat GPT, put what can prevent hangovers. It'll come up there. And you'll see what it is. I'm sure it begins with a P, Facilin or something like that. It stops the hangovers, which is a dangerous thing, I think. People don't have hangovers and drink more, won't they? That could be a bit of a talking point. The other thing I was talking about the other night was youngsters not drinking as much. They're not drinking as regularly, but they're drinking stronger stuff, stronger beers, ciders, and that sort of thing, and wines, cocktails, and whatnot, which weren't really the flavour of the month when I was drinking when I was younger. It was more, low ABV beers. And my parents used to say, you'll be okay as long as you don't touch the spirits, because beer's got, lots of water in it. A bit naively. So I've got alcohol zone, cancer. The effect on sleep quality that somebody asked about again. Your sleep is disruptive sleep. And so you're not going to get a proper sleep. You're going to feel rough. You're going to feel as if it sets you off to sleep. You relax and all that sort of thing. But you don't sleep properly. And that's the biggest issue, isn't it? You don't get this REM type sleep. When you come off the beer, a few weeks later, you sleep really well. I don't need a lot of sleep now. I've got a lot of energy because I don't drink anymore. And you find the energy levels are better. So you won't need as much sleep. It will be much better quality. And that's what you're in for, isn't it? And you've got to really, really push this. Because if you don't treat this seriously, you'll just drift back into it. People say, I'll just have a few now. I've been sober for a few weeks. I'll just have a few. Every time you do that, it's going to make it worse. I'm going over the same ground sometimes, but it's important to reinforce this. That every time you pick up a drink and you've been off it, it's going to make things much, much worse. Dating and relationships when you stop drinking, you've got to get used to that. Some people used to use a drink for a bit of Dutch courage to ask people out and all that sort of thing. A lot of people do online dating now. But I'll guarantee this, if you turn up at a date drunk, you're not going to get really much further with it. If you go sober and explain to the person you don't drink for whatever reason, because you drank too much, or it could give you a problem, be honest with them. They will trust you more, rather than doing what I did and just tell lies. Say, I'm doing it. I don't drink because I want to get really fit. If you get caught out, you'll always get caught. Honesty is the best policy with alcohol. It really is. I just want to make sure this chat's working. Is anybody else out there? And just say hi, just to make sure the chat thing is working. I've got you, Dave, with your wonderful donation, but I haven't got anybody else. Again, I mentioned the sober October and dry January thing. Do you think that's beneficial? Because I don't. It's one of these times people have a month off. If you're going to have a month off, you might as well have a year off, or just cut down a little bit. But I said before, a lot of people can socially drink. I mean, we're in the large minority, if that makes sense. In 60 million people in the UK, a lot of us got drink problems. A lot of people hide them and will fade away and die of something related to drink, which has never been properly diagnosed, Like, what happens to your body when you quit drinking? Your body is going to improve. All parts of your body will get better. You'll feel better. It's sort of short, medium, and long-term benefits. Short-term benefits. So again, you sleep, your brain will clear up. You'll be able to think straight, and you'll feel better generally. Just in the first few days, first few weeks, And then you've got more long-term benefits. Your liver will sort of repair. Your blood will be clean. Everything will be clean. Your system better. The biggest thing for me was to eat properly and to concentrate on my diet, because that was a massive thing. Once you start eating properly, everything will improve. And then once you've eaten properly, you've got a bit more energy, and you start doing a bit of exercise. And when you start exercising, you'll feel a lot better, It's actually amazing how quickly the exercise will help you, and how your body, if you've ever done your weightlifting or anything like that, your body has a muscle memory, apparently. It doesn't take long to get a bit of shape back. And once you start doing the gym, and also sort of 75% of weight loss is attributed to the gym and exercise, but you'll not feel like having a great big pizza or a kebab when you've done a bit of work in the gym, will you? Any questions coming through here? I don't know if this chat thing's working properly. It is my end, but I'm not getting anybody saying hello or anything. It's a bit unusual. If you could just pop something in there, it'd be good. Highlight message show here. If you got this, what's going on here? Let me just check. what's happened there? Set a timer for also. Round of applause. Examples. No, I've got no comments at all. Oh, I don't know why that is. Fans. No, DD, you top of the list on fans there. Dave, you just send me a hello just on the bottom there, and just make sure this chat is working. It doesn't seem to be very well. Let's see. I can't see any sort of thing wrong with it. It just doesn't seem to be coming through. There's nothing coming through at all. Choose the sort of checkers account, set a timer. Show how you celebrate on process. I don't know why. Oh, I don't know what that is about. Yeah. So there's nobody said anything yet, which is very unusual. So there's going to be some sort of filter on this. I don't know what it is. Community moderation activity. Reaction, chat, send feedback. No. Unless nobody wants to speak to me. That could be it. Still live, isn't it? Sort of go. So it doesn't highlight as much. Let's just show here. If you change filters, this filter will only show you last 100. No, it should be alright. Maybe nobody wants to speak to me. However, next subject. Alcohol-free socializing. Tips that actually work. The main thing is to not go to places you used to go. Maybe go for more meals or whatever. If you've got a partner, you don't have to go to the pub all the time. Still, you can see friends and that sort of thing, but you don't need to have a drink. You can do something different. Go to the cinema, go to the theatre, that sort of thing. You don't have to go to the pub regularly, because when you're a drinker, you go there all the time, don't you? That's your main focus, But you can have I still like the 0%. I know some people don't agree with them. But have a soft drink, something different. And you won't spend as much time in the pub because you're not talking nonsense like the rest of them sometimes, which can be a big thing. Because you will go in and they're talking about the same old thing over and over again. And who wants to do that every day? You do when you're drinking, because you're trapped in that cycle of just being a boozer all the time. So I said earlier, if you're finding this live stream helpful, you'd like to support the channel, then feel free to drop a super chat or something. Well, super sticker is a new thing, isn't it? And let's get it moving forward. I still don't know why there's nobody joining us here. It's just something better with that, because normally people start to interact pretty quick. 34 people in here, 8 likes. I haven't changed anything on the other live chat. Right, let's have a look now. Oh, here we go. Right, the filter was off, see? Jesus Christ. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, we're bringing. I couldn't see these before. Joe Biscuit, hi, Tony. The answer to chat problem is a book behind you. Oh, yeah, I've got it, yeah. When someone next offers a drink, I've been practicing saying no thanks, I've had enough. For both myself and you, that's a good one, yeah. Just take out enough boozing. You've done with it, you're sick of it. I'm glad to see these comments now. I thought I was pissed everybody off. I know I wouldn't do that, not deliberately. Nice everybody. Richard Bruce, ate a good lunch with a mate today. That's half the battle, of food. Because it's going to give you energy, it's going to give you nutrients. Because I was so thin and deconditioned. I looked like I'd been in a concentration camp. That's how bad it was. Hi, Don. How are you doing? Okay, Leslie. I will do that tip on food. I'll do a video on food. A few people have asked what sort of diet I'm on. Richard, it's been 8 bananas the last 3 days. Is that all you've had? It's not a lot, is it? Get something into you. I told me the other day, get some macaroni cheese. Easy. You got even if you just get ready meals, you're not looking after yourself to a really finite degree here. You just want to get some food inside. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's salty, sugar, or otherwise. Get some grub into you. You know what I mean? Frank Stein, I'm so drunk. Oh, well, we'll get you off. There's a link to some support networks in the description. Yeah, ate a good lunch. That's amazing. You've got to eat. I didn't eat for probably years properly. You got a tin of soup or a bit of bread or pizza and Wetherspoons, that sort of thing. And then I just went downhill. I've got less and less to eat. Your stomach shrinks then. And you get no nutrition in you. And you feel awful all the time. Dominic, can you talk about the effects on the spouse of a drinker? Well, my ex-wife was very, I'll say it now, a bit of a bastard, really. She didn't drink much, but she didn't like me, really. sounds a bit strange. Didn't know the way I was. And the effect on her was hard as nails. Whether I'd been a drinker or sober, she would have still had to go at me. That's just a personal thing. I'd imagine a lot of caring people out there, partners, and they must get very frustrated when the person keeps drinking. That's all I can think of it. And I would feel the same. If I told somebody to stop or asked somebody to cut down, they didn't. You're going to think, why aren't they doing it? Maybe people don't realise, we realise it's an illness. A lot of people don't. That's the problem. So it is hard for partners, without a doubt. And children as well, because even children in the mid-teens know you've got a problem. And that's the issue. It's really hard. Vegetable soup with buttered bread, yeah. Anything to get something down your neck. Brits put butter on everything, don't they? Jacket potatoes, toast. Not much else, man. But yeah, food you've got to get any sort of food into you, and then you can sort of tailor your diet to your needs. And you don't want any high salt stuff, not particularly high sugar. But none of us are sort of would be international athletes, are we? So just be careful, be sensible with it. Eat a balanced diet is the main thing, isn't it? A bit of fish, bit of meat, any carbohydrates, or just whatever you fancy, really. But when you're drinking heavily, then you don't eat anything. Well, I didn't. That was the problem. You got absolutely nothing to eat whatsoever, and it's a bad thing. Thanks again, Dave, for that donation. If you do benefit from the channel and the streams, especially the streams, please drop a super chat, or you can buy a coffee if you haven't got that link. These are working out quite well at the moment. We're getting sort of quite hardcore, about 50 or 60 people every night. If we get 100, that'll be even better, and then grow this and get a couple of moderators on it, because there's a few idiots come on, make silly comments, but most of it, 99% of people are very good people, and I thank you all for being here and for your support and for everything you do for me, and I'm here to help you as well, and we can, as a group, help each other. That's what it's all about, I think. We can be mates, friends, get links, network to all sorts of things on here, because there's going to be people from all sorts of professions on here. There'll be lawyers, there'll be financiers, there'll be medics, there's biochemists on the other day, there'll be all sorts of folk. Linked together at some point, which would be good. I've prepared pumpkin and coconut milk soup. That sounds good. Drekenok, hi Steve, great content and really helps me break up the day. I want to ask, how did you deal with the relapse after such a long time? And one thing you learned from, right, the one thing I learned was never to drink because of somebody else. Dealing with the relapse was really hard. So I've been off for 8 years and I couldn't get any medication to get off, and I knew I was going to be in a mess. And so I self-medicated for 5 years and nearly died. Really, really bad. So Mara comes along, try some cup of soups or soups with buttery toast to line your stomach. Yeah, that's a good idea. A little bit at a time. A little bit of it. That's what you can do. When I was in hospital, they put me on this ward, like a build-up ward, to get myself, just to get some more muscle mass. I was 9 stone. What a fucking mess I was. I mean, really bad. Like that thing, tiny, as thin as that. And, it was really bad. So you've got to get food into you. You have to be focused. You've got to, getting sober is a full-time job. Drinking's a full-time job. Getting sober is more intense. It's much easier to go in the pub and keep out of it. Especially when the weather's been so good, and it's forecast to be quite a good summer. It's only mid-July. There's a lot of people relapsed already that I've spoken to. I must admit that I went on a binge. I didn't need 4 days. Well, there you go. Yeah, cheers, Paul. Hope you're well. That's the problem. Well, I didn't need probably for ages because I didn't feel like it. My body started to shut down. That's the problem. I relapsed 3 weeks binge, 4 weeks sober. I'm trying to become myself again. I can't understand why I do this myself. I've got to stay away from the drink. Yeah, JZ, if you go onto the last video I put up, there's a link on there. Have a look at that and text me. I'll see if I can get some sort of one-to-one support for you. And you say toast, dead push. I'm not from the northeast. I mean, people say to me, you've got a very strong accent. It's not that bad compared to some of them over there with the Brunel, that sort of thing. But I was in London for a long time, so I had to mellow it a little bit, because I remember some judges at Crown Court saying, "Officer, can you please slow down or speak, more clearly?" 30 to 40 were the hardest years. Yeah, I think so. That's when I hit the drink. 30 to 40, then again I hit it at 50 as well. So for me, it was all my life. I think I had a problem with it. When I was young, when I was 15, my mother came downstairs with a bin line full of cans and said, "I think you've got a drink problem." I said, no, it's just the lads who come around to practice in the band. But it was me who was drinking all the cans. I don't know if everybody's old enough to remember Ace Lager. It was dreadful stuff. In a silver can with black writing on. Ace, it was pretty awful. Used to get 4 cans for £1, I think. Hi, Robert. How are you? Bradley Dennis. Alan Carr, Stop Drinking Now is a fantastic book. It really helps shift the mindset. Bradley, I've heard of that, but I haven't had a chance to get a hold of it yet. But I will have a look at it. Again, there's a question about alcohol-free beers and spirits. Are they worth it? Well, it's helped me out, but it might not help other people. It might be a trigger for other people. If they're an alcohol-free lager, I think, well, I might just have a Stella. That's no good at all. You've got to keep out the booze in that case. You really have to. Sorry, is alcohol the new cigarettes? Public opinion shift. Not really. I don't think alcohol is ever going to be the cigarettes thing where people go, oh God, you shouldn't be smoking. There's too many people drink alcohol and enjoy it. And there's too much money made by the government in taxes, tax receipts to ever put it behind the shelf and put warnings on it. They'll never do that. No chance. You're back in a bad routine. All right, Magpie. As I said earlier, get onto the link, and then text me, or there's a Beacons link as well that will book a one-to-one. I'll put my phone on here again. I get quite a lot of text, but text me, give me a bit of a story, and I'll do a video call with you. It's all deeply personal. You've got to find what works for you. That's a good point. Yeah. Tony J said similar to his pattern. Well, Bradley just had that book delivered today. Somebody mentioned it on here. Right, let me know what it's like, Paul. I've heard of it a few times. I didn't even know that this Alan Carr chat had been alcoholic or wasn't alcoholic. So it's a bit of a shock, really. 8 Ace, remember that, Richard? 8 Ace, who is a character in Viz comic. Absolutely hilarious, really. But the Ace beer was really, 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 really cheap, and I must have had hundreds of cans in the cupboard in my bedroom. We lived in a police house. It wasn't a very big house, but just once you came down with all those cans, have you got a drink problem? I mean, I was only 15. Okay, now I used to drink my dad's home brew. Hello, Nick. How are you? Evening to you. Paulton, the different Alan Carr. Oh, see what you mean. Yeah, got you. Alan Carr is a self-help guy, not the comedian fella. I was going to say. Sorry, folks. I'm informed on that one. John Atkinson, would you ban drink if you were in a government park? No, I wouldn't ban it. I would make it probably less available, because I enjoyed it when I look back when I was younger. So banning it would be a little bit strict for other people, isn't it? It's a bit like control, but too much control, I think. I'll make the thing that education's lacking on it, isn't it? You're not told at school about alcohol. You're told about heroin and cocaine and crack and ketamine. Nobody tells you that alcohol can kill you. Nobody shows you photographs. So maybe something on the bottles, like the cigarette thing, would help. Maybe they should show kids in a liver ward. I don't know, because there's far too many people die of it. And it's very avoidable, isn't it? But it's not just the liver failures, as I said before, high blood pressure, probably cancers, all linked to alcohol, accidents, suicides, all that, There's a lot of things linked to alcohol abuse and just alcohol use in general. Yeah, it's not a comedian. Okay, I've got the message now, bro. Comedian. As I said earlier, if you're finding these live streams helpful and you'd like to support the channel, feel free to drop a super chat or super sticker. I don't know what a super sticker is, but never mind. It all helps to keep everything up to date and more, well, up to date, really. There's a lot of different articles and newspapers come out every day about alcohol use. It's surprising when you research and look into it how many things have been talked about within the NHS circles and shifting the mindset of people. There's still not much help, though, for drinkers. There's nowhere near as much help for drinkers as there are for heavy, Class A drug addicts. That's very odd, isn't it? So if they put poison label on drinks, would people take more notice? I think so. I would have done. I don't play the bass now. I sold all the gear. I sold the Fender Precision, the big Marshall amp and orange cabinet for next to nothing about 10 years ago. But alcohol was a fucking nightmare, and it's so sad that people feel embarrassed when they get hooked. That's the problem. You do. I felt very embarrassed when I was drinking, and it's still stigmatized. It's incredibly lonely, and it's very frightening, Brad. Very frightening. It's the hardest battle I've ever had to fight. Being in that trap where you don't know what to do. You can't stop. You're going to have really bad withdrawals. There's no one to help you. You can't get any medication. You don't feel well enough to get to the doctors. I didn't have the ball to ring 999 until somebody really threatened me and said, you better ring those or I'll drive you to hospital. Even before I rang 999, I had a few cans of Stella. On the day I went into hospital, massive distended stomach, felt ill, could hardly walk. It was horrendous. Viz, my physics teacher, Mrs. Parry, used to read it. I used to get a copy of the Viz annual. My mother used to buy it every year for me. And when I came up north for Christmas, I took it back to the lads in London. They couldn't believe some of the characters in it. Unbelievable. But that's it. Anyone on here? Nick, that's fantastic. Thanks very much for that super chat. Really appreciate that, Nick. I hope you're well. And, it's fantastic to get that sort of donation. It really, really helps. Superb, that. Thank you. I like the way we're building a good team here because I think it's good. I just want us to be focused on doing it most days and keeping people off the boot. Stopping people relapsing is a big thing, isn't it? Yeah, thanks, Nick. So good of you. Thank you. Jonathan, is the self-destructive use of substances like alcohol less reaction to immediate stresses and more complex and temporary feeling existing void, rooted in the loss of meaning in modern life? Jonathan, that's quite a long message. Maybe my number's in the description of the videos. Maybe drop me a line on that one. I'll have to have a look at that. It is a self-destructive substance, isn't it? I mean, drinking too much is, to me, it was slow suicide, isn't it? Instead of jumping off a bridge, you're going to just drink yourself to death. And that's the problem. You've got this horrendous poison that you throw down your neck. You wouldn't put your hand in the fire and bring it out, put it back in again. So why do you think then, we as a group, why do we keep harming ourselves? We know it's bad, right? We've been off for 2 years. We're feeling really good. We had a really good run. Felt better. Saved a bit of money. Been on holiday. Looked good. Bought some new clothes. Life's great. Sleeping properly, 3 meals a day. Enjoying your morning coffee again. Not being sick every day. Not coughing a bile. Right. But then you go and think, I just got to have another pint. Why do we do it? And there's not many in here had liver transplants. Leslie has, and she's amazing. But why do we do it? Why do we go and have another drink? We know we're going to get fucked up. What's all that about? 8 years, and I never thought I'd have another problem. We think we can control it, Hello, Neil. How are you doing? Nice to see people in here. We'll get some new ones, hopefully. We only got 35 tonight. Is it quite early? It's 10 o'clock. It's quite a late night. I think this is going to get much, much bigger in the winter when people got less to do. Neil, how are you doing? Again, much, much bigger in the winter when people are a bit pissed off with life. Because everyone's a little bit jolly now, isn't it? Bit of sunshine. It's unusually warm for the UK. You drink before basketball practice, Richard. Well, I studied for one of the exams. Did it work with drinking beer at home? So I always used to have a hangover every day. I thought, I've got to study for this exam. And all the beer I could get was Becks. It was very awful at the time. So I had alcohol everywhere. When I first got married, I drank too much on my wedding night. I drank too much honeymoon. I was found in a hotel, bollock naked, wandering around the hotel apparently. I mean, what's all that about? And then I joined the police. Well, I was in the police when I did that, but not on duty, of course. I mean, I was away on holiday. It's very embarrassing, isn't it? The state you get into. And the other story, I don't know if you've seen the video about it. I went to a Chinese in Epping, and the guy gave me the Chinese food in the plastic bags. My wife was there. I don't know what she was doing. Never mind. I dropped the food inside the takeaway, and I right go at him. He said, "Oh, you didn't give me the food. You didn't hand it to me." I gave him right bollock, and I shouldn't have done. It was too oppressive. Just got a few drinks. I didn't mention I was in the police or anything. I just had a big go at him, kind of quite tall. And I thought it was his fault. It wasn't his fault, And I just thought, well, somebody just put a comment. I'll go into it in a minute. The Chinese bloke was He's just adamant. Anyway, he made me a whole new course of food. Got back home, the wife was going mad, but didn't really eat much anyway. Next time I went in there, there was all them, the old pin boards where they used to put the price on. It said the management will not be responsible for any food dropped inside the premises. That was my legacy. Tony, I can see you bringing out some merchandise with what's all that about? Yeah, on a T-shirt or a mug. That'd be quite good. I'll ask my daughter to have a look at that for like Christmas time. Little present, a mug. What's all that about? It could be quite a catchy thing, couldn't it? But I think what gets a lot of people stuck with all is they think it's too late to stop. Yeah, that's a good point. We're not taught in school that stopping drinking suddenly can kill you. I totally agree with that, brother. I'm not a stupid man. My parents weren't stupid. When I tried to stop 20 years ago or so, I didn't have anything. I knew I felt terrible, but nobody had ever told me that if you just stop, you'll die maybe and end up in the hospital. At the first year, about 3 o'clock in the town, I didn't want to go to hospital, so I sent a disclaimer. 6 o'clock I came, I said, my dad, can you take me to hospital? I can't remember getting there. I remember just waking up in this hospital with a team of doctors around me giving me volume. Next I went to the GP and she gave me the diazepam for the first time, and I felt really sleepy for about a week, and I felt good after that, Yeah, that's right, it's too late to stop. I know DTs is rare, but that kept me going with it. Yeah, I never had the DTs. I used to have terrible hot sweats and panic attacks and all this sort of thing. DTs is very frightening, I believe, isn't it? Very, very frightening. Thanks for the coffee, Margaret. That's really good of you. So basically, the number one thing is to keep off it, isn't it? Another question here. Right, alcohol in the workplace, how it affects productivity. Well, most people don't drink at work. I know a lot of people used to drink at lunchtime. I don't know, that's the same thing. But how it affects productivity? Well, I worked in a factory for a while, When I was young, I didn't drink much then. The guys at work used to go, electricians up at 12 o'clock to 1 to a local club and come back. They're half asleep by 3 o'clock. So there you go. So it does affect productivity. It must do. I mean, people still do that a lot in London. Man, have a drink at lunchtime. The central London pubs are always busy. They claim to be going out for lunch, but they always come back about 4 hours later, 2 hours later. They've had a bottle of wine and a few beers. How are you going to work with that sort of alcohol in your system? And then they go to the pub at 5 o'clock. I know London's it's a young person's place. But even so, there's people throwing a lot of alcohol down the neck during the day. I mean, the city of London, all during the day, there's very few pubs open after 9 in the city of London because there's no clientele. They're all going home. DTs and self-medication. Lack of any real medical advice, 100%. That's what happened to me. Sometimes alcohol causes these problems. I did self-medicate and made me worse. What's all that about baseball cap for Christmas? Okay, Tony, I'll get it on the list. But anyway, yes, the body goes into shock. Acute alcohol withdrawal is very dangerous. That's what happened to me. The whole cold turkey thing. Then after that, I was trying to stop, you see. And then I kept drinking alcohol. So on and off, which was causing me massive. I don't know how I'm still here, to be honest. I'm lucky to be alive, to be fair. Therapy goes a long way if you need help. Yeah, that's fair enough. Don't work full time. Normally drink lager between 4 and 9 most days. For some reason it makes me eat loads. The calorie intake is insane, and the weight gain isn't good. Yeah, I think Dom, you just need to maybe cut down a bit. Depends on how much you're drinking. There's a link in the description of most of the videos. If you want to book a one-to-one, give me send me a message. Jonathan, if you're an emotionally complex person and you're not where you want to be, yes, I like this. Then it feels like the natural eventually. Yeah, we are complex people. Very complex emotionally. I think most of us are very, very into people pleasing, caring people. And it's not a good place to be. We try to please people. We take a lot of emotional stuff on board. We take sponge, we take it in. My partner's a bit like that. Takes everything in and she feels drained by other people's nonsense. I think I'm like that. I over-listened to people on the phone years ago. People telling me all their problems. I was a bit like an agony aunt. That's because I was in the police and I was trying to help people. But yeah, I used to take family matters on and worry about people. And, not that long ago, I was doing a lot for a lot of people. And I thought, who the fuck was looking after me? Nobody. Just pop up to see your mother, do this. Just pop over there, go and see this person, and go and see that person, and do this for whoever. and come back and drop this off and then just take the car and what about my day? That's the problem, isn't it? With not looking after yourself. You're giving too much of your time. You never understood working while drinking. A lot of people do. But very much inside working when hungover, yeah, I did that a lot. On a job site with no toilet available, puking out the side of my truck and shaking so bad. You can't use a screwdriver. Yeah, horrendous, isn't it? The drunken bakers. Was that in what was it? That was in there's a couple on there I want to mention, for obvious reasons in Viz, but yeah, the drunken bakers. Crazy. Yeah, anybody's on here, Google Viz comic and get yourself a copy. Absolutely hilarious. It's a bit of a snapshot of Newcastle, or the Northeast in general. My 4 to 9 is 1 ounce, 8% beers. We're on 2, 6, and about 5. We need to cut it down. Maybe we cut the volume and get some weaker drink in you. That would be good. Right. What about the truth about marketing to young people? I still think there's too much marketing. It's too glamorized alcohol, isn't it? People look at it, they align it with success, don't they? You know, F1 drivers getting all the champagne up with the dolly birds and all that. VIP parts in nightclubs. All down to drinking, isn't it? You know, get free champagne, free drinks on Emirates and all that. I've never been on Emirates. I've only been to Europe. I've never done long haul or anything like that. I never had the cash, to be fair. I'd never had the time. I was in the police to take long periods of annual leave. Then I left the police, I was just drinking all the time. And I had no way of going overseas. I couldn't even get on the flight. I've done that twice. Okay, Cygnus STP. You just got to cut down a little bit. That's all you got to do. Especially if you're young and just a bit daft, you just got to take it easy. As I said, if you're enjoying these live streams, please feel free to drop a super chat. Doesn't matter how much it is. It just keeps the content lively, and we're trying to do these every day. I'm doing as much research as I can into new things coming in, and I will find out about that medication that takes hangovers away. Let me find out if anybody's tried it. They make the bottles look appealing for younger crowd. They do all this colour stuff, isn't it? Let me just chat GPT this. It's some sort of pill to take hangovers away. There was a medical paper about it. Takes hangovers away. Oh, wait a minute. I'll tell you what I find. Hangovers away. And there's got a lot of controversy about away. What's it called? It's actually quite widely available. No, it's not this one. Some guy I'm mentoring sent it to me, and he said he was on it. It was really good to take that away, but then he ran out of it, and then it was it's called. I'll spell it to you. PSYLLIUM. I'll put it here. Do a bit of research on this for me. He takes it, right? And he said he doesn't have a hangover. And he brings your blood pressure down. And when he was, he said, hi, but just heads up, it ran out of Pilium. It's called Pilium. Pilium this weekend. Had semi-heavy weekend. Nothing crazy, but blood pressure went back high. Back normal now after taking it again. That's interesting, isn't it? Have a look at that. Pilium. PSYLLIUM. I'll just have to put in ChatGPT. It'd be interesting to find out if it actually works. Because if that works, it's going to cause more problems because people are going to take it, and then they're going to think, well, I'm not going to have a bad hangover. I'll have more drink. That's the problem, isn't it? Let's see what it says. Right, psyllium is a natural soluble fibre made from nonsense about where it's made from. Supports regular bowel movement, improves gut health, may help lower cholesterol, helps manage blood sugars. That's what it'll be, and that's why it's taken away the hangover. Helps to regulate blood sugars. Psyllium is safe, effective fibre supplements, but apparently it stops hangovers. And there's an article in the British Medical Journal about but they're obviously a bit wary of it, I see Harvard cures at shops, but I never buy them. Well, this Pilium, it does work apparently. Neil Hughes, keeping active. Well, of course, any exercise is good. And also the fried takes hangovers away. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Is that a fried breakfast? Because the hangover thing for me was horrendous, even when I was young. I couldn't stand the bloody hangovers. But then I got quite quickly into, when I had days off, drinking early on, which is dangerous, isn't it? Hi Nick, how are you doing? They talk about marketing, but yeah, you see with the bottles, they're all fizz pops, what are they called? Alcohol pops and all, aren't they? Signs you're drinking is becoming a problem, right? The problem for me was, hello Paul, how are you doing? Signs that you're a problem drinker. I think you know. Hi Catherine, how are you? Nice to see you. Signs you're a problem drinker. For me, it was hangovers, the lack of money, and the fact I wanted to drink earlier and earlier in the day. And after every shift at work, it was like, I feel the need to have a drink, just to take the edge off it. After a busy day, after a quiet day, because Monday, because Tuesday, it became a habit. Then I started, feel like I was hiding it a bit. And then I was denying when people say, "Oh, you're drinking a bit much." I'd say, "Oh no, I'm not really. I've only had a couple of cans. I've only been here for an hour. I've only had 2 pints, but I actually had 7." You tell lies. That's a massive sign of problem drinkers. Frank, my wife hated me when I'm drunk, and I hated her. Yeah, a lot of marriages like that anyway, isn't it? But I know what you mean, yeah. On a serious note, alcohol does not help marriages or any relationship whatsoever. The house is the reason I packed in. Taking 2 days to get over a binge. It will take you 5 years to get older. That's a big issue, isn't it? The hangover situation. Not good. Thanks for the coffee, Jonathan. Present. That's very good of you. I said before, if you benefit from these lives, want to keep them going, please feel free to drop a super chat or a super sticker in it, and keep the group tight. I'm trying to get 100 on every night. 100 is not many. I mean, there's 13,500 subscribers. 100 is nothing, is it? But you've got to hit the right time spot. And as I said earlier, I think it's going to be bigger in the winter because people are still out and about, and probably people might be just out for a pint. There's be a lot of drinkers in here still. Why not? If you can handle it, or you're just still addicted. But we're here to try and get you off it in the best way we can, a non-dangerous way. Because we discussed earlier, people are talking to each other. It was good on the chat. We want to see that, a bit more of that. You've got to try and make it your focus to stop, because it's so difficult to get out of the pub, isn't it? When you're in there. Another point that Honest Mickey said was, when you pick up the first drink, when you even contemplate going to a pub, just realise how bad you're going to be in another few weeks. That's the thing. You've got to realise how bad you're going to be. We all know how bad we're going to be. We still do, don't we? Great to know I'm not the only one. Another problem drinkers out there. Lucky there are millions of us. Frank is still lost. Right, okay. Get my number off the description part in the video, on the latest video. I'll post it again. Just send me a message. We'll start from there. Obviously, if you're not in the UK, it's +44, isn't it? We're all people pleasers, aren't we? We can imagine the time we'll have when we get together. We're going to get together at some point, I'm going to make it. Maybe in the new year, we'll get somewhere together. We'll hire a hall. People pleasers. This is because I spent every day of my life telling myself I'm a terrible person. You beat yourself up about drinking, don't you? If you've got a cancer, people go, "Oh my God, I feel so sorry for you." It's a horrendous thing to get cancer. Absolutely dreadful. I had cancer on the side of my head there. It was a basal cell carcinoma, which is the lowest grade, and it wasn't going to cause any problems. When he said it's a basal cell carcinoma, I'm like, fucking hell. And you keep out the sun, don't you? When they told me to stop drinking, I said, okay. I went and had a pint because I didn't believe them. I didn't want to stop. That's another thing. We don't take it seriously enough. We don't take the alcohol problem seriously enough. That's bad, isn't it? Yeah, people pleasers. We're all caring people, good people. That's okay. Bradley, so true. That's true. People please get yourself in a mess. Neil, day 14, £140 saved. Fantastic. It's 280, nearly 300 quid in a month. You can put that towards something else. £3,600 in a year. It's an amazing amount of money. When you blow off friends' responsibilities, Neil should start calculating the money saved. That's a good idea. Definitely write it down. Definitely. Hello, Gary. How you doing? You'll do it if you really want to. You've got to be focused, as Gary said there. You've got to be focused on getting well. and this is going to. I think this group is going to help. I really do, because we're getting closer and closer as people. We know what we're going to talk about, and if anyone, it's non-judgmental. You can say whatever you want. You don't have to talk about alcohol. You can talk about relationships, anything you like. Thanks to you, I'll bet you 3 p.m. something's awake then. I'll bell you 3 p.m. Well, just send me a text. Look, I can't drink one. Tried it so many times, Guinness drinker, but started drinking shorts. No, you can't. Look, you can't have one because it's going to take you straight back. Trust me, we all feel that way. Thanks, Submariner. It's very supportive of that. Because the Submariner's been right at the bottom of the bottle like me. I mean, I think you mentioned about mess and big beans once. And that really is the bad stage. I mean, I was drinking lager and cider, and I was just regurgitating it really, but trying to keep them down. Coughing up blood, all this sort of thing. What a state to be in when I was only 57. I was on death's door. God knows what it must have been like for my parents. Russell, I'm kidding. I'm on my second night sober. Watched 2 sunsets. That's good. See what happens when you get sober. There is life outside of the pub, It's big saving on cash. I watched your channel out of curiosity. This is Lucy, I've never enjoyed alcohol, and I can't remember the last time I had a drink. I just don't get it. Hello, it's symptomatic. I'm sympathetic with those who have a problem. Well, thanks, Lucy, for joining in, because that's quite a neutral stance you got there. Thanks, I'll tell her I love her. We should, yeah. Even if you don't, just keep the peace. Especially once a month, the score on that one. It's time to get your wallet out and just look after them, isn't it? It's a win-win situation being sober. Yeah, you're not going to lose out. Nobody ever says, "Oh, so pissed off I got sober." People say, "Oh, God, I'm so pissed off I spent 150 quid on taxes and gambling and booze and whatever you did." Because it lowers your inhibitions and you do stupid things when you drink. I used to anyway. Not to the point of hurting anybody or getting myself arrested, because I was a policeman anyway. Would have been bad news for me getting nicked, wouldn't it? However, we do silly things. Do really silly things. The first couple of nights getting out of nature, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Bloody hell, the Guinness. What area are you from, Russell? Looks like a new. Let's see what that emblem is. Is it Newcastle or something? You see, I did a video about the. This is what I think. What happens with people? The first mistake you make on the way home. This is a typical 9 to 5 person. I'll just drop this in. If you do benefit from the channel, then please feel free to drop a super chat or something in there, or coffee if you haven't got the link. And I want to keep this channel strong. The first mistake people, right? Just imagine the scenario. You finish your work 5 o'clock. You've got 2 choices. You either go home, get yourself ready for work next day, have a nice bite to eat, or you better tell you have an early-ish night, 10 o'clock, because you're up at 6 next day or whatever. I've never done 9 to 5, but this is how I imagine it. So maybe we should do a talk of how much we have saved. That's a good idea. Why don't we do that from now? Everybody from tonight, start jotting down, even just putting the notes on the phone, how much you save every day that you don't spend on drink. Right? And then we'll pool it every night, or once a week on a Sunday night. How much did you save? And put amounts in. That's a really good idea. I'll do a little short on that, or a post. So put down every day from today. 17th today. My dad's would have been 96 today. But anyway, that's another thing. So yeah, put down how much you're getting, how much you're saving. So you finish work at 5. This scenario. The first mistake you make is going to the pub. You don't go home. You don't have that nice salad you got in the fridge. You just go home. You don't go home. You go to the boozer with the intention of 1 pint, 2 pints max, because you got the car. So you have 2 pints. You think, well, it's really nice night, isn't it? I'll sit in the beer garden. I might have another half. Then somebody comes in. Have a couple more. By then it's 7 o'clock. I think, oh, I can't drive now. I'll get a taxi. Can't get an Uber or something. I'll have another pint. And somebody else comes in. And you end up having about 10 pints, right? And then you have to get a taxi home. But before you do that, I think, oh, I must have something to eat. You're starving now, aren't you? So you get a kebab or some horrible food. Well, that's horrible for us. We had a kebab the other day. It was very pleasant. It's not horrible food. It's perfectly all right food. And you go home with the kebab and you think, well, I've got another 7 hours before I have to get up. I'll just have another drink. 4 cans of lager. Oh, some football replays on. Watch the match. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you go to bed. And then the alarm goes off. 6 o'clock. You think, fucking, you had another shave. You haven't ironed the shirts for work. And you think, bollocks, the fucking cars at the garage. Or, sorry, the garage at the pub. Try and get a taxi. You're getting to work late. Your shirt isn't ironed. You've got stuff all over the place. And you stink of drink. And that's not a good start of the day. And all day you're trying to chase your tail. You've got a terrible hangover. The first thing you want to do at 5 is go back to the pub again. The first mistake is going to the pub. Cut out the first mistake. It's like cutting out the first drink. And then you've done it then. Around over 10 grand and 3 credit cards. I did as well. Look, yeah, mad. The amount of money I spent. I would hate to think. One guy was saying he spent 100 grand in one pub where he lived there in Buxton somewhere. It seems like forever until it's bedtime. But when I didn't drink, if I make it at 7 p.m., it's good for me. It does seem a long time. My mother's always said, she's 94 mother, she's very bright. When you drink, the clock seems to spin forward very quickly, doesn't it? 1 minute 7, next minute it's 10:30. When you're sober, it takes forever. You want to have my dinner and get 6 o'clock, it's easier. Yeah, this is another tip. When you're cutting down, just cut down the number of beers, cut down the number of hours you drink as well. Instead of drinking from 5 till 9, drink from 8 till 9, 7 till 9. And, be disciplined. Felling, Russell. Yeah, said, but move down south to Kent. Oh, yeah, okay, nice one. What part of Kent? I lived Bromley way for a little while. I had one drink earlier and left. Good. That's what you want, one at a time. Yeah, once I have my dinner. That's good, Catherine. You're cutting down well. So, Marna, don't run before you can walk. Very good point. When you give up alcohol, your brain will trick you into believing that everything is okay and there's no problem when you relapse. Yeah. That's the thing, your brain does trick you. And you get back on it, don't you? You get back on the source straight away. I don't know why we do that. I mean, we can't all have the same brain makeup, the same thought process. Can't we? We're all individuals, really. But I agree that Marna is a very knowledgeable chap. Get in touch with him as well. If you've got any, well, we're all knowledgeable, aren't we? We're all good people on here. And that's why we should interact. Because it's not just me, I'm not an expert. There's people on here who've been in worse states than me, better states than me, and there's some wealthy people, some clever people, some medics on there, and all sorts. To interact as a group is the thing. Because some people do this, I'm doing this, I'm doing it, you should do this, you do that. What we should do is do it as a group. It's much easier to do things together than on your own. I've done heavily 25 years. Most I've done is a month off. Twice I've done it 25 years. At least you could do a month. And did you have any seizure or anything? I mean, a month's quite a good time. And that's the problem. You do a month and you feel better and you go back on it, don't you? We opened golf on my hometown. I'm over in England. Was tempted to go to the pub to watch it a day with a few pounds, but knew that's the thing. Look, you said that he was tempted to go for a few pounds, but you know the end result is going to be catastrophic. If I go to the pub now for an hour, I won't get up tomorrow until midday, and I'll probably end in the hospital. I'm extreme, very ill. But most people have a hangover and they'll think, oh, but have a hair of the dog. It happens very quickly. After 8 years, after a couple of weeks, I was drinking in the morning again. At 8 years sober, fit as a butcher's dog, went straight downhill. I mean, really quickly. I was shocked at how quickly I felt poorly. And now I had a brain fog back and I felt dizzy. A couple of weeks, done. I was completely knackered. And I was young and fit, younger and fitter then. I live in Tunbridge now. Oh, no, Tunbridge Wells, yeah. I dated a bird from there, which actually from there, funny enough, she had an office down there. We went there once a week, but she lives in Northumberland, near Alnwick. Very strange arrangement, she's very wealthy. Like the angel and devil. It is, yeah, on each shoulder. Like the angel there and the devil on the other side. Mark Broom. After a heavy, long weekend last week, I went back to work on Tuesday and couldn't believe the weekend had gone. Yeah, you lose weekends, you lose days, you lose weeks when you're on holiday. 4 years off it, what made you go back? There's all sorts of reasons people go back, emotional for me, but I don't know what other people's reasons is. Drinking and watching golf is wonderful until you can't sleep. The sleeping thing is huge. I sleep great when I'm not drunk. Yeah, it's a huge benefit. Last 12 months, you mainly drink alone. Use it as escapism. That's true. I drank alone for about 4 years, on and off. I used to try and get down to the pub in Gosford if I could get in a taxi. I never smoked. Jay, never smoked. Look, your Gracie will be dishevelled for work, full of anxiety, unable to focus. If I'd hit the drink tonight. Instead, I'm on this positive, supportive live with Steve. That's great. Thanks, look. Yeah, I appreciate your comments there. And, if you want to support the channel, then please drop a super chat in. It doesn't have to be very much. Just little donations all help to keep things ticking over, keep all the equipment working and all that sort of thing. It's good, yeah, you see, the first mistake going to the pub will drag you right down. And where do you start next time? People will notice, at work. the social drinkers or the non-drinkers, which might be a few, it's most especially the recovered alcoholics will know all about you. Because I can see an alcoholic in any queue, in any pub, in any supermarket, in any airport, immediately. Incredible. Because my wife cheated on me, gave me VD, which I needed surgery for. Then my house got destroyed. Insurance wouldn't cover it. Then my dad died. I felt hopeless and just didn't care anymore. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Life has its problems, massive problems, that is, catastrophic. But you can deal with problems much better when you're sober. I've had a lot of problems when my dad died, and mother wasn't very well after he died, and it all came at once. His death and mother having a heart attack and all that. She survived, and my sister hadn't spoken to the family for 15 years, didn't come to the funeral. All of these things could have triggered me, but they didn't. And I'm so pleased, because I'm here to support everybody, you see. And I can do it sober. I don't mind helping people when I'm sober, but not too much. I need a bit of time. Personal life. Associate drinking with everything. Good times, bad times, sports, social occasion. Of course it is. It's everywhere, Russell, isn't it? Samara, Russell, if you've given up drinking for a month, at least you've got the tools on board. 100%. I agree. What about a spin-off baseball cap marks? Make sobriety great again. 100%. Yeah, we'll get a few of these ideas for Christmas. Yeah, it's a good idea. The merchandise, T-shirt, what's it all about? And then a baseball cap. Yeah, we'll just get an EFL, alcohol-free lifestyle. I'll get my daughter on that straight away. Look, thanks very much for that donation. Thank you so much. It makes such a big difference to the channel, and makes us able to keep it going and keep it vibrant. And that's because my daughter does a lot of research for me. My partner's a bit of supporting as well, So I've got two good girls helping me, which is fantastic, really. And thanks again, Lucky. Appreciate that. Wave breaking, how are you doing? I was awake today and walked away from a free bar after only 4 pints. Good, man. You could have been there still now, couldn't you? I drink the rock bottom. I want to feel dead to live my life. No, you can't say that, Frank. You've got to pull yourself out. So I was in a massive hole. Do you think the UK should follow the US and have a legal drinking age 21? That would be a good idea, because people going to pubs at 15 anyway. We used to. The ID thing comes in, but a lot of people look older. I mean, I'm 6'3". There's school kids taller than me now, so people do look a bit older. The kid's 15, but he's still on that. Will this channel burn out eventually? The daily production line, like the booze, or do you enjoy it? Does it nourish you, or is it a nice little earner? Well, it's not really an earner. I mean, it does take a few quid to get the camera set, and you've got to have a good iPhone and all that, and it's time as well, isn't it? I mean, there's better earners than this. I'm here because I want to be here, because, I want to help people. And because my story, I think, is quite unique, like Submarina's is, and Leslie's. We've been to the brink of death, and I'm here to tell the tale. And so is Submarina, and so are a lot of you here. So, waiting to earn money, it takes a lot of time to do this. And it's also nice to get some supportive comments, like you say, my daughter's life. That's why I'm here. That makes a hell of a difference. It's better than any £5 or £10 fucking donation. So it's not new, that's a bit. No, so Todd, you'll have to retract that statement, I'm afraid. Otherwise you get blocked. Nick, we're strong together, 100%. I was gambling. The thing is, Russell, if you're gambling as well, it's going to take your finances down. So, thank you for that. Cygnus stuff as a centre membership. That's really good of you. Thanks very much for somebody. It's just interacting with the group, isn't it? Brady, I think as we stop drinking, we need to stop bashing ourselves and telling ourselves we failed. Yeah, I like that. I used to think of myself as a failure. I used to think I've let my father down, and we aren't failures, We've been very successful, and anybody can get off the drink, they're even more successful. You're going to be in the minority. And why not be the good minority? I walk in a pub tall now, well dressed, with a few quid, a nice car, and a beautiful girlfriend. The other people that used to take the piss out of me for stopping drinking are in a mess, some in wheelchairs. So who's a winner? Thanks to you. I'd be a captain if I can be. Todd, I'll take that as an apology, no problem. Good lad. I just want to keep it, civil. That's the best way. How many of them books have you read? I've read them all this morning. I read them every day. Very thin ones. Russell, own books, porno. Can you imagine? I think my partner would be very happy. Mary King. Evening, Steve. How are you doing? Hi, Marie. Nice to see you. It's very good wallpaper. An ex-girlfriend of mine who's a property developer stuck it on about 10 minutes. None of it's fallen off. If I'd put it on, it would have fallen off years ago. Thank you, Sue. It's very kind. I must be. Yeah, thanks to Signet for doing that, for getting that membership for him. But I'd love to think like that. Sure. Folks, do you ever ask why we're not like other people? Yeah. Anybody want to comment on that? Why are we not like other people? Because our brains are wired differently, I think. Neil, can I ask how many people you met at 101? I've done about 50 so far. And I mean, it's only one-off payment, only £49. And then I do they can just message me WhatsApp and email. I'm on the phone all day, really, unless I go away somewhere with my partner. Hi, Catherine. Thanks very much for that super thanks. Really appreciate that. These donations are really welcome, and they'll keep everything up to date, and keep us tight as a group. We've got 50 now, 50 people on. It's good. All the time, but I have a disadvantage. I also have come up with a nasty cult that demanded we not like the world. I know what that's about. Thanks, Neil. I always drink lager, bottles of premium lager. That was me. I never vaped, never smoked. Thanks again, Catherine, for that. And I like your little emoji thing. Julie, Russell, you need to stop 100%. Russell, you've got to get off it. What age are you, Russell? It's also a big factor. It's 50 a session. No, look, it's only £49. It's only one call for an hour, and then I'll get your story, and then you just message me and email whatever you want to do, whenever you want. I'm not going to charge you a fortune for this, because I would have paid thousands to help myself, but I'm not going to take money off people for no reason. There was a guy I went to see in Durham the other day. He'd been to an £18,000 rehab. He was a millionaire. He went back home and drank vodka 7 hours later. So bollocks to rehabs. They're just I think personally they overcharge. And most of the people who are in there aren't alcoholics. They just do a course on counselling. We'll talk bollocks. But if you look at some of the posts when I was dying, you'll see what an incredible recovery I've had. And you can do the same. Because most of you aren't as bad as I was, or as bad as Samara, or as bad as Leslie. So there's a few of us being really to the brink. Yeah, Russell, you've got to cut down. I thought it was 50. No, it's £49 for one session. That's all, one payment, and we'll do a video call for an hour and talk about things like this, and get all the personal details and do like a little plan for you. That's why it's been very popular. People who are capable of empathy often suffer. 100%, buddy. You're very on my wavelength with this. People pleasers, empathetic. We feel things so much harder. We're very sensitive people. Massive support there, Bradley, for that. That's a perfect statement. People who care about empathy help people so much harder than others. Sensitive, yeah, it's very true. Very sensitive people. I spoke to an old GP the other week who saw me years ago, and I said, I'm very sensitive. He said, oh, I know that. He said, most alcoholics are. She saw thousands of alcoholics for years. B. O'Connor, just ran 2 miles getting in shape again. Sober day 43. I used to be a really good long distance runner. And you vapors worried about popcorn lung? Maybe, Julie, that's an issue to discuss. It's a good one to discuss. The smoking side. A lot of drinkers do vape and smoke. I'm not an alcoholic myself. I'm becoming much more aware of that downside. Are you in the north? Yeah, I'm up in just outside Newcastle, not about half a mile from the football ground. Way Britain. Julie, I'm 42. What's the problem? Better than smoking. I couldn't run 20 metres. I did try. Paul, I watched that Bat Country guy, and wow, he's got this. Oh, he's unbelievable. He's called Stu. I spoke to him the other day. I want to do a collaboration with him. Very good, Connor. Well, I've got some deep stories, but I haven't put them on yet. About all sorts. Probably not published on here. So, Mara, clinical trials prove that there is more brain activity in alcoholics than social drinkers. When alcohol is introduced into the system, basically we get a better hit leading to addiction. Right, we'll read that again. Clinical trials prove that there is more brain activity in alcoholics than social drinkers. And when alcohol is introduced into the system, basically we get a better hit leading to addiction. That sums it up, doesn't it? We're all clever folk. And I always thought that. I thought I'm not a daft lad. I'm pretty switched on. And all you photo as well. And the Submariner, he's been in the elite forces, hasn't he? Not really Submariner's about. What's popcorn lung? It's just like popcorn lung, like scar on the lung. See, it was through your Sunderland. No thanks. I used to go to the matches with my dad in Newcastle when I was younger. But then I moved to London and sort of lost my way with football, really. I lost my way with life. There's a UK product called Aero that's smokeless. Right, okay. I say it'd be interesting to talk about this. I don't know anything about this smoking log. But I do know my daughter used to smoke. She's only 31, but now she's gone into this vape stuff. And her partner who's never smoked starting to vape as well. It's a joke, isn't it? So like I said, if you're finding the live stream helpful and you'd like to support the channel, then feel free to drop a super chat or super sticker or coffee or something. If you want to donate a little bit, it's very helpful towards keeping this going. And I will do them every day if you want. Smoke from 14. Yeah, it's not good. But drinking and smoking go hand in hand. The first thing the doctor said to me in hospital, the Freeman Hospital in Newcastle, it was, how much you smoke? I said, I never smoke. Because normally goes hand in hand, you know. 2 people in detox right now, but neither have an attitude for rehab. They tend to come out and drink loads. Yeah, exactly. Martin. But do they pay for that? Russell, I only ever smoked and wait while drinking. Yeah, exactly. Because it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Julie Russell Fogg, your breath from vaping might smell better than cigarettes, but do you realise with all these other damages happen? We don't know yet what's in these vapes, you see. That's the problem. They're making massive money. Or do you ever get into drugs? I didn't know. I tried some cannabis once with a bird I was having an affair with. But I just drank and I wasn't a smoker, so I just tried it. It was horrible. Did you ever smoke? Yeah. Did you ever smoke? No, never smoked. I gave up cigarettes and went on vapes. Vape was bad news too, Steve. I only smoke when having pints. Yeah. Doctors love when you say you don't smoke. They do. If you got the both of them, I mean that's probably one of the reasons I survived. And obviously, when I was ill, I forced myself to eat. Even though I felt sick, I still forced myself to eat. I was eating double rations. Within about 6 weeks, 10 weeks, maybe 2 months of being in hospital, when I'd had a bit of treatment, when I was eating more, I felt much better, much better. Russell Foy, only smoke crack when I drank whiskey and goes hand in hand, yeah. Early start for me in the morning. Okay, Nick, thanks for that wonderful super chat donation. Much appreciated. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, was that a joke? Where's going to get the crack from? I must be. Nothing surprises me in life, Russell. Nothing. I must be. And normally it's because I have no desire to smoke when drinking. Yeah, no, I didn't either. Just got to stop. Got to laugh. Forward leads a great supporter. See you, Nick. I'm glad you never smoked, Steve. Oh, thanks, Catherine. No, I wasn't tempted. I had a couple of cigarettes when I was about 15. I felt dizzy. I thought the same thing would happen with drink. I'd have be called Shandy Boy, but I was the other way around with drink. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And my parents had this big wash house place where they used to have hundreds of bottles of home brew. They weren't big drinkers, but they just had home brew because they didn't have any money. My dad was a local policeman. My mother used to look after the section house for young coppers joining in Northumberland. They worked hard, but they didn't have a lot of money, so they did home brew because it was cheaper. Them Boots kits you used to get. I think you should do videos about giving up smoking. I'm genuinely surprised you never smoked. Yeah, I'll have to speak. Julie, my number is in the description part. It's on here somewhere. Send me a message and I'll do something with you about smoking if you want. If you've been a smoker, I haven't been a smoker. I used to smoke, but gave it up easily. Alcohol is the only thing I've been addicted to. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Alcohol is more difficult than cigarettes to give up. You're a really great person who can stop people drinking. Thanks, Julie. I appreciate that. And, if you want to drop a super thanks in, anybody, or buy me a coffee donation, it really helps. It helps me go on. I'll save lives on this. You will save lives because you're on here. You'll be part of a massive group. This is going to be huge. I keep saying that. And I've only done it just over a week. It's already getting a bit of notoriety. And a few people saying, well, this live thing's good. And they're just people I know in the area. Somebody stopped me in Morrison's in Gay City. They're getting a walker, biker. He said, "Are you Stephen Curry?" I said, why? I thought he was going to have a go at me. He said, "Oh, I see your YouTube channels." I was out with my partner doing some work in Durham a few months ago, and this very attractive girl came over. She kept looking at me, and my girlfriend said, "Who the hell's she?" I said, "I don't know who she is." Anyway, she came over and said, "I've been watching your videos." Jesus, I thought I'd dated her in a past life, Bloody alcohol's tremendously hard to give up. That's why I was so fucked up about it. Yeah, of course. So the most addictive, I think it is the most addictive substance. But certainly one that's very popular. That's it. It's so easy to get. It's hard to get heroin, but you kind of get. You can't go far without seeing alcohol. Alcohol and cigarettes, terrible addiction. Really bad. Going around relatives' houses to watch boxing Saturday, we'd like to take alcohol-free beers, but wait, I'm going to be saying, no, don't. Just take the alcohol-free and stick to it, and think if I'm going to have a real drink, I'm going to be fucked. Sorry to swear, but that's the way it is. Submar and I stopped drinking and started smoking. Substituted one addiction for another, quite common. Really find it hard to stop. Neil, 55 in Rome. Good start. Great vibes everywhere. It is pushing your face. It's everywhere, isn't it? Just bring alcohol, beer. No one will give a shit after one or two drinks. Yeah. Alcohol, Julie, it ruins millions of lives every year. It ruins more lives than you imagine. Because some of the figures are skewed, I think, in the UK about alcohol-related deaths. They mainly put it down to liver. But what about the heart attacks, strokes, the accidents, suicides, and the pancreatitis, all that sort of thing, you know? So what's your favourite alcohol-free beer? Mine's Guinness Zero, but I used to drink Erdinger, which is like a wheat beer. It's cloudy, so that's got some good taste. Erdinger is quite good. I'll have that if a bar hasn't got any alcohol-free Guinness. But when I was in Dublin with my partner a couple of weeks ago, there was alcohol-free Guinness on tap. It was expensive, it was good. Because it's really easy for me not to drink socially. But when I feel bored and I'm home alone, it's only 4 p.m. I get the urge. But that's it. You got to fill your time in with something else. Thanks for the donation earlier, Peter. Really appreciate that. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of free time. When you drink, you spend a lot of time in the pub and you spend a lot of time recovering. All that time you now have to fill with something. And you need to fill it with something healthy. And look at there, said I'm never drinking again. Well, let's get you off it, Left Zero. Yeah, I did try that once, Pev. Left Zero was quite a nice one as well. It was nice and cold. How do you get through Christmas and New Year without booze? It's like association. Well, I used to work a lot of Christmas and New Year's in London when I was in the police service. So my dad was a policeman as well. So we didn't really celebrate the major holidays every year, if that makes sense, because there was somebody working. It wasn't a big thing. To me, Christmas Day is just another day. Just make a lot of difference to me. I understand what you mean. Can anybody else maybe open up on that? How do other people cope with Christmas and New Year? To me, it's not a big thing. I work most New Year's Eves in the Met anyway. It's just in the night. We just have a few drinks after work, find somewhere, but never really was a big like celebratory type person. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So it didn't bother me. But people do associate with big holidays, like bank holidays, isn't it? Have more to drink and that sort of thing. Thanks for the donations and everything. It's been really helpful. If you want me to keep going, I'll keep going. I'm off, see, but need to say, just stay off it. That's the hard part. Well, look here, that's the problem. But another problem. I mean, I'll put this channel together. Get sober and stay sober. It's the hardest part, staying sober, isn't it? Because to stay sober, you've got to be on it every day. A lot of people can just give up. I couldn't just give up because I had medical issues with it, and I was addicted, wasn't it? A lot of people can give up, but they just can't stop. I know a guy who was off for a year. He had pancreatitis. He got bored. He went to Newcastle Quays one day with his wife. He had a half. He had a pint, and a few weeks later, had pancreatitis again. Now he drinks all the time. He's on 17 tablets to keep him alive. He's only my age. He looks fucking hideous. If you're off it, then you can just stay off it, in my opinion. If you can fill your time in, boredom is a massive factor in this. I mean, what I did when I was off for it, I set myself a goal. I'm going to lose a bit of weight. I'm going to get really fit again. I went to the gym. I joined a hotel gym. That's the one you want to be in when it's open all the time, It's more expensive, about 50, 60 quid a month. That's a couple of quid a day. I went every day. And I used that as my healthy social life. So I go in there, I always take a box of like a little bag of fruit or something. I went in twice a day. I was talking to the older people in the morning doing aerobics and all. I got the taxi drivers in. Then I went at night to see some lads, do a bit of weights. And I was there for probably 5 or 6 days. That's like 5 or 6 hours a day at the gym, And it really took the edge off. I had no time. I got the gym at 9. I used to go to this 24 hours Tesco's near the airport and get some food, come back, eat that and go to bed again. And I was back at the gym again, or back at the hotel. have a cup of coffee, have a cheap breakfast, whatever I could do. That hotel became my sanctuary, really. If you can get something like that, and it's only £2 a day, focus on that. The amount you save from alcohol will more than pay for a hotel, gym. And not just the gym, there's a sauna, steam room, swimming pool. You can spend the whole day in there for £2. And we used to get 50% off a breakfast or whatever. You could be there from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 the next night. That's what you want to focus on. I always say that hotel spa, not these when you go for massages and that, costing fortune, just a hotel gym. Most of the Holiday Inns have them, and all the Marriotts do. For £60 a month, not bad, is it? Look, yeah, change of mindset. Definitely needs a change of mindset. I think we're getting to the point now where the 0% is getting good. They're almost indistinguishable from alcohol. Yeah, good point, Matt. There's still a majority of people who still drink, they want the buzz. But the alcohol-free beers years ago used to have that. Have you ever heard of Klaus Tyler? Klaus Tyler was fucking awful. Really bad. It was like dishwater. Really, really bad stuff. Thanks for the donations and so it's just if you want to support the channel, and please drop a super chat or super sticker in. It makes a massive difference to how we run this. But it's only me running, isn't it? Apart from, I get a lot of support from my partner who's also busy, and my daughter, my partner actually told me to start this up 14 months ago, and it's been really good. I've enjoyed doing it. It's nice to meet new people, isn't it? From all over the world, all over the world. And nice to see people here chatting to each other. You know what I mean? Good idea, Stephen. I'm at the gym, but no spa. So, yeah, find a spa place. It might cost a little bit more, but you can spend more time in there. You can't just stand in the gym for 4 hours and do the machines because you're not your muscles. It's all right. The one I've got now, I'm quite busy in my life and I'm sober, confident now. I just got one that costs 20 quid a month. But if anything happened, if I became alone again or I didn't have much to do, I'd go back to the hotel one. It's a healthy place to interact and to meet new people and to feel good, and it's nice to feel good, isn't it? Because when you're off the booze, you feel fantastic. Really good. Barney, I was sober for 24 months, got back on the piss because I was bored after work. It's a problem, isn't it? It does happen, but you got to remember, Barney, every time you go back, you're going to get in the shit again. That's the problem, isn't it? Look, I went to Norway last year. It was £8 for half a pint. Yeah, that's a good incentive to stop. And the price, like when I went to Saint-Tropez years ago, it's so expensive. I drink Friday to Sunday, or this weekend, and Mondays as I'm hungover and need hair of the dog. Yeah, that's when you need a hair of the dog. You're pretty much knackered, aren't you? Really? That's when you go from hangover to withdrawal. We go from broken legs to sauna would help. Of course, it's honestly, I'm not promoting the Marriotts and Holiday Inns yet. I don't get anything from these people, but I've used them and they really helped me. Hotel gyms, healthy food, non-alcoholic beer, you're on a winner. You look 10 years younger in the next 2 or 3 years. Nobody thinks I'm 63, apart from my partner. However, and my daughter takes a piss of it, but I look a lot younger than people I used to drink with. Hell of a lot younger. Try to find hobbies, yeah. Matt, that's a good one. Keep your mind busy. Do some crosswords. Do this. Come in here. Start your own channel. Doing something. Go back to old hobbies. Play an instrument. Listen to music. Fill your time in with a healthy habit. How can we get bored? I hope there's not many of us who are really paraplegic in a wheelchair or really disabled. Most of us can get out. How can we get bored with life? Life's got so many things to offer. There's 24-hour TV. Watch the news. Watch CNN. Watch Al Jazeera. Get involved in that. Read a newspaper. Watch, listen to some music. Go for a walk. With the money you save and buy yourself a small car, a pedal cycle, a motorbike. There's lots to do. Your life shrinks when you drink. It's tiny. That's when you're bored. That's when you sit in the booze. I know a lad who goes in every day. He's only 42. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just going to sit on my own, read the paper. Like a fucking wet weekend. There's so much to do when you get out, So we'll have the option to stop drinking and prolong our lives. There are people dying of cancer. Exactly. That's my point, Submariner. We have got the chance to do whatever we want within reason. Now I can't afford to charter a helicopter, but I can go on holiday on a cheap flight. I couldn't do anything when I was drinking. Right, let's see. 44 binge drinking generation, nightclubs, pubs, lads holders. It's coke, speed, weed, tobacco, been sober 6 years, and it's all day by day life. It gets easier, but have to be on God. Nice one, Vern. I like that. Yeah, he's just in. Vern was saying that he used to drink a lot, smoke a lot. Vern, sorry. Take a few drugs. 6 years off, and you've got to be very careful because it just sits there waiting to get you. If you start drinking again or smoking or whatever, taking drugs, then all these addictions are ready to bite you in the backside like that. It doesn't take long. The internet, yeah, Matt. The internet's got so much entertainment. You do research, have a new skill, get better, focus on health, focus on diet, focus on health, focus on diet, exercise, exercise, exercise. All you got to do. There's not many things. You're not going. We could do is just stop the drink. You don't have to have your leg amputated. You're not having heart surgery next year. All you got to do is not have an alcoholic drink. It's easy, isn't it? When you condense it down like that, it's not that difficult to do. So if you want to support the channel and you're enjoying these lives, I'll keep doing them, and I'll keep on for a little while tonight as well because it's good. There's a lot of interaction tonight. Just drop a super thanks or a super chat or buy me a coffee link is on the channel as well, and it really helps. It really helps a lot, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It just keeps everything ticking over well and current. There's a lot of changes in the world every day, and you can talk about anything you want on here. Would rather go back to drink than watch the news. Well, depends. Thanks, Luke. Keep the good work, Steve. You're a legend. Richard. I suffer alcohol-induced insomnia. I must work on that. Thanks for the live chat. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate that. Steve Sawson. I don't know what he said, but welcome, Steve. When you sum it all up, it's proper shit. It's dreadful. Rains lit by neon. If you had alcoholic drink by accident, do you reckon you'd fall? No. I wouldn't. Ambient guitar music. Thanks very much for that donation. Really good. There you go. Stop drinking, best thing ever. Ambient guitar music says there, and he's put a nice little donation in. It all helps, and I hope you're well. And fantastic name, that ambient guitar music. When you get the urge to have a pint from time to time, how do you fight the urge? Do you just have a zero, or just think about? I think about how ill I was in hospital and how I used to pray to be out of hospital and be alive and go and have a Chinese meal or get in a train. I was really ill. I was really lonely. I was depressed. And I just focus on that, how bad I'm going to be if I have a drink. When I drank, I wake up soon after and just struggle to sleep again. We don't sleep properly when we're drinking, do we? Julie Morrison, Stephen, do you think your daddy being in the police influenced you being in the police? No, really, I didn't like the police when I was a youngster. We lived in a police house in a police complex, and I was a bit anti-police, really. But a mate of mine, who did an apprenticeship again, we both became engineers, electronic engineers. I hated it. And he joined the police. Actually, we both left the company and just said, bollocks, we're not going to stay. I went round Italy with some birds, and I don't know what he did. When I came back, he joined the police in North America. I thought, well, I'm going to join the police as well. Just to have, just for our sake, really. And I joined the Met, and it all went from there, And when I got into the system and being in the police and this teamwork thing, and I thought, well, this is going to suit me. Be part of a strong team of people, some bright people in there, very intelligent. And I thought, oh, they're better than me. They're going to bring me up in social status and intelligence. And I learned a lot of bright people in the police. It's surprising how many clever folk in the police. In this heat when I'm drinking beer and trying to sleep, it's just pointless. Yeah, and not off then wake up again. Never used to happen when I was younger. Everything's going to be worse as you get older. Steve Sawson, hi Steve, 11 and a half years first. 2 years first thing I saw when I got a notification. It's Friday in Australia. Once the hardest day. Amazing, Steve, that is. You're doing well. So, Russell sounds like you suffer from anxiety. Yeah, I never thought about that. Samana, anxiety. Steve said, hi. Steve said, 2 years. First thing I saw when I got a notification. Good. I'm glad that notifications work. If you know people on this, watch this, aren't getting these lives notified, they press a little little bell thing on, will send notifications saying I'm alive. So you see, we've got 60 people on, 59 people now, which is good for this time of night. We've got to get 100 very soon, and we'll celebrate. We'll do something. I'm off. Thanks. Okay, Signal, and thanks for your help tonight and your support. We'll see you soon. Russell Fox, it's highly likely constant worrier. Yeah, we're all worriers, overthinkers, helpful, people-pleasing, sensitive folk. That's what we are. It's, the meathead hard boys never get problems like this. We're even talking about it now, me. It's only 11 o'clock. It's only early, but you know what I'm saying. I could talk all night about it, and so could you, which is brilliant. And I love the interaction. There's a lot more interaction between each other because I can't talk for everybody. I can just talk for myself and what I've done, And there's a lot of experience here. And really, I'd love to have done something like this when I was ill because it would have focused my mind. And if you're gonna think you're gonna have a drink tomorrow, I think, no, I've got to see that idiot live again tomorrow. I better have a drink. It's accountability is a massive thing, You can't, you can't drink. No, I'm going to have a pint now if I want. Go down to nightclubs, whatever. I'm going to do it. 'Cause I like being sober. I'm falling in love with being sober. Did your brother use Heinz? Good night, Pev, your mind races often. Wonder if I had. Yeah, my partner said I've got ADHD. Cheers tomorrow for that. Range lip name. Careful what you say, folks. He's an ex-Rosa. X. I like the word X. That's the main thing, isn't it? Anybody can come on here say what they want. I'm not bothered. At the end of the day, it was a job like any other job to pay the bills and buy a house, wasn't it? And have a wonderful daughter. A horrible wife, a wonderful daughter. Well, ex-wife, obviously. For Julie, no, Tesco's own brand. Getting out into nature helps very much so. Yeah, I mean, if you get a mountain biking camping, it's great to be a part of life again. When I was in the hospital for 2 years, I prayed to God, who I don't even believe in really, prayed to somebody that I could get out and be healthy. I just wanted to be healthy. I wanted to enjoy a cup of tea and not be checked on every 4 hours. They were doing 4-hourly obs on me and taking blood every day. My arms were like completely black and blue where the needles had been. I was so thin that I had to use a child cuff on my arm to do the blood pressure. An infant cuff. Think about that. 9 stone, 6'3". Not a good look, is it? We will get 100 soon. So many of us have had enough of drinking. We're waking up, trying to live a different life. That's very true. We're averaging about 60 or 70, so we'll get 100 by the end of the week. Come on. We're 3 days yet. Be positive. Thanks, Wave Drayton. You're a very positive person. Russell, man, at least the Tesco own brands bottled on is shatterable. Yes, it would have been good for you. If I'd done this then, I know. Thanks, Catherine. Mark, with my drink to kill anxiety and low mood, running and weight training. Incredibly good. I'll go to the gym most days now if I can. Made a massive difference. When your mind's right, your body's right. It's as simple as I know. Jeremy, you make me depressed. This life long term problem. Phil, see, I'm very cheerful, really. Phil, you've got no idea what I got up to behind the scenes. No idea. I'm very relaxed. But thanks, Phil, for your interaction there. Any interaction boosts the algorithm. Good lad. Keep putting them in. But if I constantly worry, constantly play out future scenarios, overanalyze, that's me. And we have this impending doom, don't we? Every day's going to be worse. Something's going to happen. Did the same thing. I spent years of my life never talking about it. Just we're massive worriers. Hello, Phil. How are you doing? Catherine. Yeah, we spend a lot of time worrying about nothing. Anxiety, ADHD, Russell's got 100%. It's Phil, her problem. Get in touch with me. There's a link on the description. And my number's there. Just drop me a message, a text, preferably. Todd Sanders going teetotal. Do you find you have I do like a bit of chocolate, but I've got any other cravings. Not really. My bonus every day is feeling fantastic. I feel better than I did when I was 25. When I was 25, I was drinking quite a lot. And I was working hard. And I had a wife who was a pit bull. That didn't help. Phil, so are you okay? Mike, you sound like me. A lot of people have overthinkers and ADHDs, why don't you go just down the Heinz ketchup bottle? Samara Russell Fog, I'm the same. It's just problems when I'm trying to make decisions. Yeah, we overthink and we cause issues, don't we? Which is not a good thing because we never relax. If you don't relax, you wear yourself, you wear your brain out, and you become a shell of your former self. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's pretty awful. It's an awful thing, absolutely awful thing. And thanks for the donation so far in the super chats. And if you're finding this live stream helpful and all the other ones, you want to support the channel, then please drop something in to the super chat or super sticker, and it helps me make content. That's why I do 2 or 3 videos a day, little short ones as well. And supporting your alcohol-free journey. We're all supporting each other's now because it is a journey, and it's very appreciated. You can put something in there, and it just helps us all. And the more we interact with each other, the more we get out of it. I'm sure that's a big thing. Rather than just listening to somebody preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm just here to tell you what I think. And there's a lot of people on here who've been through a lot worse than I have, probably. There's a lot of people with anxiety, a lot of people overthinkers, a lot of people getting themselves in a mess. But there is a way out. You've got to focus on the fact there is a way out. It's not a death sentence, Cirrhosis, it's not a death sentence. I thought cirrhosis would be a death sentence. When they told me, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm dead. But I'm not. I only had 1 year to live. If I'd gone back to drinking, I would be well dead now. Well dead, I didn't have any inclination to drink, to be honest. I'd been so ill. Every time I think about it, I could have a pint, I think, God, I would go back to that hospital again. No fucking way. Glad you're being more sincere. Yeah. I once did one of those online tests and said, severe anxiety and stress, and I went and had a drink. Well, yeah, because you do that to get rid of the stress, don't you? To me, please. Russ, Phil, you see, what would you like to say? How are you, Phil? That's the main thing. How is everybody else? Let's go on to a different topic here. Right, another. This is a fantastic question here about money saving. How much did you save? Well, I was spending up to £1,500 a month sometimes in central London on booze. Crazy amount. The hidden financial freedom, you can probably save that money. You can probably invest it and retire earlier. It's a tremendous amount of money saved if you're not drinking, because you're not getting taxes, you're not buying drinks for other people. You don't buy food that you wouldn't normally buy because you've been drinking. You don't make decisions, bad decisions, and you don't waste money. So that, the hidden financial freedom of quitting drinking, you can, how much, work it out, like from today, how much you're going to save a week and in a month. We'll do a Sunday night top and see how much you're going to save. I know I've saved thousands. And you can invest it somewhere. Yeah, invested. Classic medication. Russell, you have classic medication somewhere. I said, self-medicate with alcohol, 100%. The war in the Middle East it's a crisis. Yeah, it certainly is a crisis. So the amount of money you're spending, that's going to rattle our cage as well. There's a recession on now, as you will all be aware. Even Wetherspoons is quiet because people are skinned. You can make some money investing. You can just look after yourself better, I think that's the main thing. Right, what about this is another one for you, mainly for the women here. Have you heard of Ozempic, the weight loss drug? Well, apparently this can cause alcohol cravings, and it's an interesting one, isn't it? Even if you're not an alcoholic. Ozempic, not good. Sounds like there's a few similar folk. Russell, we're all similar. We're all here, aren't we? Counselling never did me any good. This is the best counselling session you'll ever get because you talk to other people who are the same as you. There might be a counsellor that knows nothing about alcohol who's got a certificate. In my view, waste of time. It's all about nuts and bolts, this. Stopping drinking, if you're really, really addicted, you need some medication. If you're not, you can stop or taper off. And when you taper off, you're off. It's as simple as that. You can't socially drink anymore. You've got 2 options, right? Drink yourself to death or stop. That's it. It's as simple as that. You don't need counselling. I know people being in counselling, waste of time. Phil, what were you saying, Phil? I missed that one. If I could spell out what? Bradley, many therapists become therapists because they suffer too. Yeah. Well, if you had problems with being a therapist, good. I must have misread that. John Doe, all right, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you. Phil, back again there. Yeah, so the amount of money we saved is fantastic. The 1 drink a day myth. Does 1 drink a day do you good? No, it certainly didn't do me any good. It would take me back to square one. What's this guy called Huberman? He's a scientist, he's a doctor. Any alcoholic drink is going to harm your body. It's because it's poison. Everyone tries to justify their drinking, don't they? I'm only having a couple of glasses of red wine because it's good for you. I'm only going to have 6 tonight because I had 10 yesterday. don't have to justify it. You can either drink or you can stop. If you want to stop, keep away from these drinkers. Don't talk to them. Don't get involved in their nonsense, Adjust your lifestyle. Become a better person. When you're sober, you'll realise there's so many things you can improve in your life. I got my teeth done. Well, they weren't that bad anyway. You get a good haircut, nice clothes, you can go on decent holidays, you don't worry about the restaurant bill. I'm not wealthy, but I've saved so much money by not drinking. You can jump on a plane, jump on a train. Don't have to worry about money as much. Still worry about money because I'm not wealthy, but what I'm saying is, when you're drinking, you've usually got £2,000 or £3,000 a month. You spend half that on drink, you're going to have a problem. You've got £2,000 a month and you don't spend anything on drink, you've got a little bit spare, which you can invest or, do something with. Or have a holiday or whatever, you can't do anything when you drink because you're skint, well, you haven't got any money basically. You don't feel like doing anything, you look a mess and you feel rotten. We all just walking each other home. Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah, we all like. That's a good way of putting it, walking each other home. Manchester 999. Yeah, we're helping each other. And I think that's the thing. To have a group of solid people who will trust each other. Because I don't think anybody here is a dickhead. I haven't seen many yet. One Scouse bloke was a bit of an arsehole, but I think he's gone now. Sobriety is much better life and cheaper. A lot cheaper, Curry, isn't it? It's a totally different life, isn't it? It's nice to walk in the sunshine. I feel good. When I used to drink, I used to wobble around in the sunshine. I think I'm going to fall over, looking like a bloody twat. With a ridiculously red face. I've done pretty suntan lotion on, and just look a mess, a total mess. I was a mess. I'm quite happy to share it with you. I was a total mess. My life was completely fucked up with alcohol. I lost a lot of things through it. But I gained a lot now. I've gained 10 times more by being, in the last 5.5 years, I've gained so many things. Speaking to people like your good selves, that's given me a big insight into other people's lives, how they cope with the alcohol. Because this is a serious thing, this. This is one thing that always amazes me. You go along and say, right, I've got really bad high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I'm going to have a test in my heart. And oh God, what's going on? Might have a bypass or a stent. Oh, it's really, really bad. I've got an alcohol problem. I'll just cut down. No, it's not taken serious, is it? Whereas all these other things are taken much more seriously. Obviously, things like cancer is dreadful, aren't they? But so is alcoholism. More people die of alcoholism than they do of skin cancer, for example. It's a massive social problem. It's costing the NHS billions of pounds. And you've got to think about that. We're not looking at people who think, well, he's going to be in a wheelchair the rest of his life. It's horrendous, isn't it? We've got to just stop drinking. And, we're looking at people on here trying to give up. That's how easy it is on paper. I know it's not that easy physically and mentally, but once you get your head around it and you're sober, we've got to focus on, I want to stay sober. And if you're going to have a drink, think you're going to put yourself in such a terrible mess again, Russell, Steve, do you find nightmares, Jones? A few nightmares. I believe about 5 hours, 6 hours sleep anyway, but I don't really have bad nightmares, no. The only nightmare I had was thinking about going back to the police again. I think I could get a day off to go on a drink. That was a funny one. Steve, did you find that? I wouldn't be able to afford to drink if I drank in the pub. It's just a total rip-off now, yeah. £7.50 for a pint, yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Even Newcastle, £6.5. Hi, Catherine, how are you doing? Julie Mawson, John Doe, I think London prices are affecting most of England now. £8 for a pint is crazy. Yeah, I agree. But anyways, going back 20 odd years, when I was drinking Mayfair, it was about the same. Well, comparable prices, no, always heavy prices. It was never cheap. And you come to North East and give them the 5 and you got lots of change, but I think, what's going on here? Again, if you find the live stream helpful and you want to support the channel, then please do by dropping a super chat or super sticker. It doesn't have to be very much, just as much as you can afford, really, and it keeps everything buzzing along. So we've got between 50 and 60 tonight. I'm sure we'll get 100 soon. The reason I'm saying 100 is I'd like to get 100 committed people. Russell, good night. Take it easy. What are you doing tomorrow? Julie, I respect Stephen as he's reading all the comments. I can't read as much as I can. I've got a couple of other things to look at on here. I've got to try and find some good subjects for you as well. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Stay strong. Yes, Russell. Think about us on here. We'll think about you, and we'll do it together. Good night, Gary. All the best, mate, and thanks for your long-term ongoing support. And there's a lot of people becoming regulars on here, and it's good. We'll make it better than the AA. Why can't we do that? We've only done this for about 8 days now. What's going to happen after 80 days? There'll be thousands of people on here, and we'll all be interact with each other. Maybe swap ideas, get in contact privately, swap business ideas. All sorts of things can happen when you're networking like this. So from a very bad thing, which is alcoholism, we could grow something really, really good. From what turns out to be something where a lot of us nearly died, we could become very successful. And that's a fantastic motivator, isn't it? You're not thinking about sitting in Wetherspoons anymore. You're thinking about, this guy might be right onto something here. Because there's not enough people doing this. And there's no people with enough commitment. I'm very driven. I want something else sorted out, you know what I mean? You're a very good person. You've been there, and the fact that alcoholism affects so many people in England. We hide it so much. We do, because it's so normal, isn't it, Todd? My experience over the field of the years is probably who were the worst tolerance springers. Geordie, Scousers, Brummies, or foreigners. Never foreigners. Never Brummies. Welsh people. Bad for fighting. A lot of construction work in the 80s and 90s. There was a lot of construction work in London all the time in the centre. Fucking Welshmen. And the big bastards. Well, all solid rugby player types, isn't it? Always fighting. Very bad tempered and Irish. Scots were okay. In fact, there was a lot of Scottish people in the Met Police. And Northerners were hard as nails, aren't we? Thanks, John Season. I saw a very good video recently about shameful drinking. I remember you saying about the cough. Oh, yeah. I mean, when you open the bottle, you got to put like a towel over it. So the system had in place, some use that word, the system had was like to put a tea towel over and just gently open the bottle. When you used to sneak down at night, though, even just to like the sounds like a bomb's going off, doesn't it, in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep. What the hell? I used to go in the toilet, flush the toilet loads of times. Oh, horrendous. When I was Submariners, when I was drinking 2 litres of vodka a day, you could smell the corn and spuds coming out of my sweat. But, Jesus, yeah. Horrendous, isn't it? So many people I know do it, just hide away, opening a drink and quickly down again. Yeah, we've all done them. I'd go in the garage, have a can, go with the car, get them out of the boot, just hope nobody's seen me. And very hard work being an alcoholic, isn't it? Very hard work. Thanks, Gary. Gary, good night, everybody. Good lad, Gary. Spot on. Been sober a long time. There's one to watch on here to be like, a good sort of go-to person. This would be good go-to people for other people coming on here. We're going to get a lot more people on here. Trust me. If we work together, we're going to do well. And if we put the donation in, we'll get a bit more funding. Maybe we'll arrange a meetup somewhere, hire a hall even, somewhere. I don't know where we're going. There's a lot of people in the north, a lot of people in the south, a lot of people everywhere, isn't there? Maybe central Manchester or York, somewhere like that would be good, wouldn't it? It's extremely hard work hiding alcohol from your partner becomes a full-time. I used to go to the Chinese, and she said, "Where have you been?" I always go to the Chinese. I would say, "I'm going to go to the Queen Vic next door." 2 or 3 pints of Stella, really quick. I mean, talking really quick. The pen was like, Jesus Christ, so far. You want to get you want to be sick? It's crackers, isn't it? They'd be quick down. Even when I used to go with my parents, I used to go north for a meal. I'll try and book a table which is far away at the other side of the bar, so I'd nip around. We pretend we'd go to the toilet and I'd get 2 halves and just quickly down them, That's absolutely mental. I think if you applied to the charity commission, you could get some money, but I understand. Yeah, that's a good idea. This is why I need people like yourself. So we need these ideas and people to work it. I can't do it all myself, see. I'm not that clever. But it's definitely a good idea, though. There's a lot of good ideas coming through, isn't there? That beeping. Oh, thanks for the coffee. Sorry, I just bought coffee there. All these beeping and nonsense. It's all unusual, not unusual for me, but I'm not really techie. Only the last year I've been able to use these things. Yeah, that's a good idea. Charity commission would be good. I did have a bit of a chat with the NHS. I don't think they like my approach. I went to see a specialist liver nurse. I don't think they were that happy about the YouTube thing because the NHS think they know everything, even though they've got people in the hospitals. A doctor knows a lot of things. He knows what to prescribe, or she knows what to prescribe. But unless they've been alcoholics, they do not know how you feel. And that's what the thread I use around this meeting, to become part of the alcohol care team. In a way, I'm glad I didn't do it now. Because I could have done a lot of hard work and not really helped many people, because the doctors would have taken all the glory. And I don't think that doctors really do know how we feel. Hello, Adam. How you doing? Nice to see you again. Hope you're well. I've got quite a few on tonight. It's over 60 people been on for a couple of hours now. Where are you living, Adam? Are you overseas or the UK? I can't remember now. So, Julie, I took up gardening just so I could bury empty water bottles. Yeah. Somebody was saying the other night they used to put theirs in a fish pond in the garden and fish it out. Just put in a black bin in it, because you can't see black under the water, can you? My best place was a hole I dug in Epping Forest. We used to live on the edge of Epping Forest, just about maybe a mile out, less than a mile outside the town centre of Epping. Beautiful place. Adam, well done. You're doing well. Good lad. So, yeah, two things. I used to hide it in a hole, I dug a hole in Epping Forest. I used to have loads in there. Loads of it. Still be there. Julie, Marna, it's weird how much alcohol can take over your life. It takes over every part of your life. Every part. The payment of a job that we can hide how much we alcohol. If you put as much effort into work or a business as we did to drink, recover from drink, and hide the drink, and do all these weird, wonderful things, putting it behind bath panels and in garages and bags and whatever, and forests and fish ponds, we'd be millionaires, hour by hour. We were paid by the hour. It's crap, isn't it? Becomes your master. It does. That's a good word, Samara. Alcohol becomes your master. It's a good title for a video, isn't it? It is your master. It will push you in all sorts of weird and wonderful and dangerous places, and you might lose your life. Buddy, what's so funny is we all knew that everyone knew we were hiding it. We just didn't know exactly how to stop. Yeah, that's it. It's all good, isn't it? Yeah, I was in the police for quite a while. About 20 years or so. The worst thing is how grateful. See how gradual it happens to you. Yeah, that's true. Very gradual progression, isn't it? With me, it was quite quick, I have to say, mind. So I was a big drinker. I had a high tolerance when I was young. So by the time I was mid-20s, I was more hooked, really, I think. Todd, would humanity and civilization be a better place if alcohol was removed? Not sure about that one. It'd be difficult to get rid of it now, wouldn't it? Lloyd, I feel a lot of doctors don't understand or value non-factual influences. It's very true. Yeah, they go by the book, don't they? Leslie, an overweight man walks into a hospital and the nurse pushes him to one side into a cubicle. Yeah, Todd Sanders, I don't think from history. So much of our progress has been from the hobbies of alcohol. No, there's not lots of good things from alcohol. Adam, I grew up watching Sweeney. Yeah, fantastic series of Sweeney, wasn't it? Really good. Again, if you benefit from the channel or the live stream, then please drop us a thanks in if you can. It helps to build it up and get more people involved and do more research. And there's lots of topics come out tonight. And one really good thing tonight I've noticed, there's a lot of people interacting with each other. So I can just sit and watch you all talk. It's good, isn't it? I just want people to get well, really, because I was really, really depressed. I used to have these dreams, where I used to dream that I was dying and becoming somebody else. And I used to go on a luxury yacht. I watched the program Below Deck, and I used to go back to the dreams. I actually get back into a dream the next night. That's horrendous, isn't it? How did I do that? Well, it was normalised in TV. 100% Julie, yeah. But the rest of the joke, so we've got the big fat man in the hospital. So a man walks into the hospital. Right, an overweight man walks into the hospital and he's putting them in a cubicle. Then the nurse says, "Do you smoke?" She says, "Yes, 20 a day. Do you drink?" "Yes, half a bottle of whiskey a day." "Are you going to stop?" she asks. He replies, "No," he replies. "Why not?" she asks. Right, the next bit of this joke. You can read the comments, can you? Adam, it's shown with a health warning now. Yeah, It says, notably is that everything that's why be something like this helps tremendously. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I think it does help this. I didn't think it would be that good, this doing this live. No replies, why not, she asks. This is a joke. Julie, you think about Corey or EastEnder, how much time do people spend in the Rover? Yeah. The pub's always been the hub of the community, hasn't it? Even now it is. I mean, people say it's not. The hub of every community now is Wetherspoon. I went into Durham, Port of Durham on Tuesday, and I need to nip the loo actually. So I thought pubs nearby, all closed. There's only one that was open, that was Wetherspoon. No replies. The rest of the went for the rest of this joke. So there's only one pub in Wetherspoon. What are your thoughts on Wetherspoon? Because I think they're killing people. I'm quite happy to say that. Because I've seen people in there very early, and they're a mess, a total mess. And they're just going downhill faster than Stamford Dyke. That's a joke. Because I'm only here to repair the boiler, he answers. Sorry, my joke is chopped. It's good though. It's good, yeah. I'm only here to repair the boiler. It's too fair enough. Yeah, we'll catch up with that one later. It's quite a good joke. Though. Julia, I saw a very interesting documentary recently about old pubs' average alcohol per drink. Yes. Now that's what I said the other night on here, Julie. When I drank, it was about 3 or 4%. And John Smith's the normal thing is really, really high volume now, 8%. That's why youngsters are getting cirrhosis earlier. And when they're saying that young people aren't drinking as much, they're not drinking as regularly, but they're drinking stronger stuff. Some of these these lagers are like alcohol, spirits, alcoholic cocktails are much stronger than what I used to drink. And that's why I said cirrhosis used to present at the age of maybe 55, 65. Now it's presenting in the 30s, some people, because of stronger alcohol content. The old village channel. Building a good following, Steve. Hold on. Thanks, Don. And thanks for your donations the other night. It's all well received and it really helps. Good support on them. We're all good. All the people coming on here are good. And I think Julie's been on a lot as well. We're all good people on here, We're going to make a success of this. Just watch it grow. It'll be amazing. Towards the winter, when it's going to really kick in. Wetherspoon's license starts way too early. 100%. Tail light. It's far too early. People get in early and they drink all day because they're in early. Caroline, I still believe alcoholism runs in families. I don't think it's a genetic link. I think it's because it's just learned behaviour. You've got two fat parents, the children are normally fat, aren't they? You've got two fit parents, the children are normally fit. No, there's no genetic link. That's just the way they live and what they see. So it's great that people can talk openly about their addiction, how similar we are, and the strange things we do to hide our addiction. So we're all the same, aren't we? We'll have a hell of a good time if we all met. We will all meet, I'm determined to do that. Because we can all travel when we're sober, can't we? We haven't got much money to get a bus there, get a coach, get a train. There's always a way of getting places, isn't it? Have a weekend somewhere. I don't mean like a weekend in a hotel, but I mean like a conference, mini conference. Or even a big one. Because I still think this will go well. And I think 100 people on here are going to be the core leaders of it, if that makes sense. And, and teach people how to come off it. And there could be all sorts of spin-offs for business, for personal interest, for just, helping people and, and just gratitude, that sort of thing would come off it. Hi, Adam. Thanks very much for your donation. I really appreciate that, mate. You're a fantastic supporter. Nice to see you on again. It's wonderful, that. Julie, a lot of younger kids aren't drinking now. Too expensive to start, and pubs are closing, so they get more intense with it. Percentage, yeah. Thanks, Steve. I wish I could donate, but don't have to donate anything. Just stay on here. It's just a way of helping the channel, really. Julie, that's exactly, you see your dad drinking. It's learned behaviour, 100%. Some of the families who don't sort of, maybe aren't socially mobile, the uncles are there as well, and the grandfathers, they're all drinking, all in this. What used to be the working men's clubs, or even the Wetherspoons now. A lot of people know each other in these Wetherspoons, so quite like home bird families, don't move away because they haven't got the means or whatever, the education, unfortunately. It's socio-economic alcohol. I mean, people drink more in the south than do in the north of England, but they live longer in the south. Simple as that, because of education, diet, and social circumstances, really. All the kids now are buying wine and vodka and calling it pre-drinks ceremony. Yeah, you got that aspect of alcohol. It's a good point. They're not going out as much, but they're drinking in the house. You know, get a couple of bottles of wine for 10 quid rather than paying 9 quid for one glass of wine. British Chris Langley, British culture enables alcoholism. At the age of 16, I was developing a problem, but everyone just laughed it off. 33, and after binge drinking, so much you have to stop. You stop at a good age, really. It is normalised. If the government listened, they wouldn't make money. 100%, Evan. 1,000%. It's government receipts. That's what's keeping this alcohol going, isn't it? Well, Colin, I tend to agree with you. My two uncles were alcoholics. Yes, maybe so, but then how come alcoholics can't stop? Can't stop because they get addicted. It's addiction, isn't it? I spoke to a liver surgeon once. He said, so all these surgeons are top people on there. He said it's the power of addiction, Stephen. That's why people drink after they've had a transplant. You know, the power of addiction. I'll never forget that. My mum, her brother, my granddad, her cousin, all alcoholics. It could be like scientifically hasn't been proven yet, though. But maybe something. I think that's learned behaviour, as I said. Do you have any teetotal heroes that promote abstinence? What's that guy called who was in The Hangover? Bradley somebody. He's teetotal, isn't he? Tall, good-looking geezer. Can't remember his name now. Bradley something. He's very good. I think a lot of stars are teetotal. A lot of world leaders are teetotal. I mean, Trump's teetotal. Putin's teetotal. A lot of people get high-level positions stop drinking. People on call and that sort of thing. I'm not talking about call like the police on firearms duty. I'm on about, senior officers in the military. A lot of them stop drinking because they've got a lot of responsibility. They get well rewarded with good salaries and notoriety and whatnot, and a wonderful lifestyle, but they don't need to drink. Bradley Cooper, thanks, Julie. Bradley Cooper, he's fantastic when he's interviewed. Really good. Anthony Hopkins is another one. There's a football pundit as well. Black lad, I can't remember his name. He used to be always jolly at lunchtime with the football. He's an alcoholic. Chris Langley, I wonder how many people have ADHD that drink. I think a lot of us got semi-ADHD or some sort of ADHD. I'm a very much of an overthinker. I analyse everything. It's bad for relationships that as well, Get a message like, oh, she didn't say that yesterday. It's bad, isn't it? Taylor, thanks so much for your donation there. But very well, very appreciated. Taylor's a student. This is time to get rid of it now. When you're a student, you're just a young boy. You've got all the time, or a young girl, all the time in the world ahead of you, So you've got to get off it. I wish I'd got off at that age. I was just starting out drinking then, really bad. Bradley used to drink. I wonder how many people have ADHD. Yeah, I think most have got some sort of ADHD. To be honest with you, I don't know. I do think what happens to you growing up has a lot to do with massive support for that comment. Catherine says, I don't know. I do think what happens to you growing up has a lot to do with it. Yeah, 100%. It's your circumstances, isn't it? You see, when they say younger people aren't drinking, there's a gym next to me. It's 200 quid a month. The people turn up in Range Rovers are only 19 years old. They don't drink as much. All Instagrammers and all this. But the people in the council estates who haven't got a pot to piss in, they drink. It's escapism, isn't it? They're bored. They've got nothing to do. They can't afford a car. Go and get a car. Parents drink, maybe drug addicts and all this sort of thing. It's just not good, is it? Dean Martin drank himself to death. Yeah, I heard that, yeah. A lot of stars drank. Charles Kennedy MP died, didn't he? But I say most world leaders don't drink because they can't afford to. I remember David Cameron being interviewed once, and he said that he used to like a drink, but as soon as he took over as PM, he stopped drinking. Blair as well. The only one that used to have a tickle. My husband used to, and I met her a few times. Margaret Thatcher, when I was in the police service in London. He was a character. There's always a drink. Dennis Thatcher, very tall bloke, a lot taller than me now, 6'3", really sort of lean build, They're both characters, him and his wife. However, it's another thing, isn't it? A lot of comments, keep good comments going. It's down to individuals, in my opinion. No one else to blame. Spend my life fighting myself. Yeah, I suppose you're right, but sometimes your upbringing can have massive influence here. I was brought up. I wanted to stay on in school. Parents only you got to get some money to pay your board and lodging or something. And when I was a bit disappointed I couldn't do A levels, but I knew I could do them. I was good enough. I got a lot of O levels. I passed them without any problem. And it was always my thinking in my family was, we're not the type for university and all. And that had a massive effect on me because I wanted to join the Met and I did very well in the police exams. People used to say to me, which university did you go to? I said, oh, I didn't do A-levels, and they were very surprised. So the family thing can have an influence on the way you live. How you brought up has a very much, it's not a trauma thing, but the way you brought up has an influence as you get older, definitely, unless you can break away from that, which I did by moving away. Anytime you see mum smiling, is when she has a drink in her hand. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Vern. Adam, John Hurt, Richard Harris. I know John Hurt was a drinking. Yeah, obviously there's Oliver Reed, George Best. There's a lot of people in the start. It affects everybody, doesn't it? It affects any sort of social level. My mum was English, Karen. So, is there a specific gene that alcoholics have? Maybe in future technology would be able to remove the specific gene. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe, maybe something in there. I think with mine, and I think with a lot of people, it's a social thing, which becomes a habit, and then it becomes an addiction. And that's where it goes. But I was a heavy drinker. His dad was too. There's definitely a link. But I think that's learned behaviour, though, isn't it? Like if your parents eat fish and chips every day, you're going to get fish and chips, aren't you? If your parents go for a bike ride, you'll go for a bike ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an expert, but that's my opinion. Learned behaviour is a massive thing. That's why a lot of people will never break away from their social level. And in the old days, the old school tie thing was like, which school did you go to? I went to a state school, did you go to a private school? What did your dad do? All that sort of thing. And if it weren't the right seam, you didn't go much further. That was it. It's still the same. It's very class-driven in the UK, We were in a pub at 16, yeah, and we had 14 hours sometimes with some rugby lads. Yeah, cheers, John. There was nobody really successful as a drunk. You might coast by, but yeah, I totally agree. You're not even a heavy drinker. To be successful, you've got to be teetotal. I mean, your mind's strong, isn't it? Charleston, Little House on the Prairie. Michael Landon. Falling back, Steve. Evan, drop me a line on the number in the description. I'll have a chat with you. We've all got to help each other on here because a lot of people will relapse. A bit fearful over the summer because it's been quite a good summer already, and it's just merging into school holidays now. I've got the rest of July, August, and some September, yeah, and then they're going to winter. It could be even worse, couldn't it? There's always an excuse to drink. Spent the summer with Peter O'Toole's children, Pat and Kate, in the summer holidays in Wales, where Sean Phillips' mother had a house next to ours. He drove a Red Rover like a madman. Really? That's interesting. So Marno's had an interesting life, hasn't he? Lives in a boat. What a way to live, eh? Fantastic. I'll stop my... It does stop you being shy. 4 years later on. But it stops the shyness and then it comes back and hits you, doesn't it? And you become introverted again. Because you can't deal with the anxiety. Any other questions here? Yes, as well. Right, alcohol withdrawal. Now, this is where I think we're getting a mess when it goes from hangovers, like a bit of a, dry throat and feel a bit nauseous and whatnot, and bad head. Not sleeping very well. When you start to get withdrawal, it's a totally different ballgame. Well, you've got shaking, you're not eating properly, and you've got sweats and stuff. And that's the time you've got to put the brakes on the drinking when you pass from hangover to withdrawal. I mean, what was most people's withdrawal? If you drop a comment in there, what were the worst parts of withdrawal for you? Because mine was the shaking and the anxiety. I felt I couldn't walk around, I couldn't go outside, couldn't enter a big shop, incredible. Alcohol, stop me being shy, yeah, I've got that one. I love Will's. Shyness with Catherine as well, yeah, definitely with me. I got bullied at school and all sorts. Very shy kid. Tony Sanders, do you tolerate others in your inner circle having a drink in your presence? Oh, God, yeah. My partner has the odd glass of wine. I encourage her to just relax, Got a high-pressure job. Doesn't bother me, that. She's not a big drinker. Just when we go away every few weeks, she has a drink. My dad was a mechanical engineer. He wasn't stupid or unsuccessful. He still drank heavily, though. Oh, 100%, John. I think most drinkers are quite successful people. The pretty clever people, we overthink. That's why we drink. It's stupid people who don't need to drink. It's the stupid people on flights who just go off to sleep. Overthinkers are active, doing stuff and on their phones and laptops and watching films, and most of the people I've met doing these one-to-ones and supporting them, they're all clever folk. There's no meatheads, daft sorts, they're all pretty good individual, know what they do. Yeah, so the alcohol withdrawals, the shakes, nausea, and all that sort of thing's not good. And again, we're going to push it before I go off here. Relapse is the big thing. You've got to prevent your relapse. You can't prevent relapse, and you're not in a good place. And it's easy enough to prevent relapse if you just follow the steps I've told you, and that is basically as honest Mickey said, play the tape forward a little bit and realize that when you take that one drink, you might be in a hospital in a few weeks with it, and you might have to start stealing drink and money and stuff just to get your fix again. Whereas if you don't take the drink, you'll be all right. You'll have a good night. Tomorrow's another day, isn't it? Again, if you find the live stream helpful and you like to support the channel, drop me a line. And if you want to drop a super chat or a super sticker in, that helps me to keep making the content for you. It's nice to get a lot of support as well, and it's a good chat. I'm learning a lot from people here about where I was and where I want to go. And there is a future now for all of us, and there wasn't before. There was nothing, was there? I was fortunate to stop before I was actually told to stop. I was getting illness. That's good. And you've beaten the bus there, I think, haven't you? Well done, Adam. Good lad. Wave breaking. See, at what point did you know that this time you've actually cracked it? Never go back. I think when the doctor told me I was going to die, I knew immediately I can't go back drinking. I never met my new partner. I thought I can't go back drinking. But I spoke to my daughter, who said, if you ever go drinking again, I'll not speak to you again. And then I used to see the same specialist at the hospital. Now I see her twice a year. And I wouldn't want to let her down either, or my mother or friends and stuff. I haven't got many friends, actually. Even my family, some of which who were really supportive when I was ill. Now I've got a bit more success in my life. I pulled myself around and got fit again. Not success, but now I'm better. They've disowned me. Jealousy. There'll be a lot of people jealous of you when you get sober, because they want to be sober and they can't do it. You get some ridiculous comments. People come along and they criticise you and they're jealous of your life and all that sort of thing. I've got 20 years left. I want to be positive. Well, that's it, yeah. You've got to live. You don't just want to add life, years to your life. You want to add life to your years. Your last 20, 30 years have got to be good. And the fitter you are, the healthier you are, the more fun you're going to have. We're not going to be 25 again, but we're going to wind the clock up again. You can't turn it back and wind it up again. And that's what you've got to look at. I'm looking at withdrawal as just being sweaty for 3 days. I'm looking at alcohol dependent. But I'm on the cusp. So you're not alcohol dependent, but you're on the cusp here. But you've got to be careful, if you're on the cusp. Never day drinking. Yeah, I understand what you mean. And it scares me to think how much I was drinking. Oh, on me. That's terrible, Steve. They should be proud of you. I know, Catherine. Yeah, I agree. I know that mine's completely disowned me. Crazy, isn't it? Health scares always knock sense into people. It's not always in time. Yeah, I agree. I just managed to get mine. But also, it takes some work on your own behalf as well. Because someone says you're going to die, and doctors say that a lot, don't they? You've got to stop smoking, you're going to die. You've got to lose some weight, you're going to die. Or you're going to be in a wheelchair, whatever. It's personal. You've got to take a lot of it on personally and be strong as well, William Owen, I don't know what that is. 10 miles from Amerford, that's in Wales. I didn't get to say goodbye to my mum in England because I was too sick of alcohol. That's terrible. And that's the same as me, Karen. I didn't get my daughter's graduation in Manchester. I was so pissed off. Karen, you're right there. It's a terrible thing, that. It is a regretful thing. I lost a lot of my daughter's years. I couldn't deal with my ex-wife properly. She would take the piss out of my daughter. She wouldn't take her anywhere. She wouldn't take her to parties. And horrible bitch she was. And I regret the fact I let my daughter down the way. But I got sober for teenage years. So I got sober for 8 years, and through all that time I took her on holidays to pick her up from school and look after a lot. And I've got that back a little bit. I know you will never get that back, Karen, but in the past, you didn't mean to get like that, You didn't mean to get into that state. None of us did. I didn't mean to to mess everything up. But that's the problem with alcohol, isn't it? And that's why we're on here and we're talking about it, and we can say anything on here. We know we're going to be judged by it because we've all done things, and alcohol's messed it up for us. I've been drunk for most of my life. Right now, William, you've got to get fit. I don't know if you got my number. It's on the description part in the videos, and drop me a line if you want. Do your best. I mean, live in the United States. I live in the United States, but she'd move back to England, where she was born. I understand, yeah, that's fair enough. But I get where you're coming from. It's still in your mind. Living apart like that must be quite hard as well. But that's life. It's the cycle of life, unfortunately, isn't it? My wife always became nasty when drinking. No, that's not good. I'm not good at all, is it? It's just not good. If you want to donate anything to the channel, please drop a couple of quid in or something if you can. It's not, you don't have to. There's no pressure. It just helps me keep everything current and keeps the research going and whatnot, and keeps these live streams going. I think they're good. I've been on for over 2 hours now. There's been a lot of interaction. I had about 50 or 60 people. So I think early next week we should have 100 people who are dedicated to this, and then get more. We get out of that to take the first 100 who want to get involved in something bigger. I think we can grow this to something massive to help people and get on the stage. If you want to do that, if you want to be remaining honest, it's up to you. I had a stunning Mrs. Yeah, turned out to be rich right bitch. Oh, that's my first wife. Well, my only wife. Looked like Princess Diana, and what a horrible person. Karen said, thanks. This was 3 years ago. Really, really bad. If the biggest mistake you can make in your life is to be with the wrong person, isn't it? Really. I've got to know that I'm sober now. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Karen. My dad saw me a little bit, but didn't really take it on board. He was ill. You're keeping us on the right straight and narrow, Steve. Thanks. That's for them. The way drink changes people is so unpredictable. Might get angry, might get depressed, make crazy decisions. Yeah, makes you very volatile, isn't it? It's not consistent in the way it sort of affects people. Some people become violent, like you say, crazy. Some people do nice things. Some people just fall asleep. People fall over. There's no consistency to it. Yeah, you're right there, way of Britain. It's a really good point. Do you feel sorry for the pubs closing down across the country? No, it doesn't bother me really. Todd, don't do it's too big a thing. I had to collapse lung about 25 years ago. That forced me to give up smoking. So that was health. You're right, John. Yeah, when somebody tells you you're gonna die, but I must admit, when I came out of 2.5 years in hospital on and off, I did think I would like to have just one. Why was I thinking that? Because I want to be back in the club again in my head. This thing we've had all our lives. We've lived in this world of drinking and socialising, and we think, we're going to go back there again. Thanks, Peter, for that donation earlier. I appreciate it. And the coffee thing. If you can't donate on the super thanks chat, there's a coffee link on the site as well. So I had this thought, when I tried to have just one, I was still tempted, I didn't do it, thankfully. It's incredible, isn't it? I don't think you can ever crack it. You can abstain from drinking, but you will always be an alcoholic. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're always alcoholics. I don't ever drink again. But it's so easy to get a drink, isn't it? You never know, do you? That's why you got to take it one day at a time. Booze was causing my mental illness. Same with me. I went crazy with it. The anxiety was just off the scale. Really, it was not good. Really, really bad. When I was reading some of the symptoms out, some of the things that it does to your body, brain damage, alcohol does, it even affects the bone mass. I had a bone density scan a few years ago. I thought, what's that about? It came back okay. It came back good, actually. So you wouldn't need none for 10 years or something. It can affect the bone density. I think it's an incredibly powerful thing, isn't it? It's not good. Do you think the young people today are prone to binge drinking as they were? Yeah. Just actually drinking stronger stuff, and that's why you're getting cirrhosis patients at 30 instead of 60. It's much, much stronger. Yeah, it kills brain cells. Good point, Adam. It's not good, is it? Colin, if you're diabetic, you'll always be but you can manage it. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's similar to diet. Yeah, it's a good point for Colin. Alcoholism is similar to diabetes. You can control it by keeping a positive mindset, keeping off the drink, and looking after yourself. But we're ill, but we've got it under control. That's a good point. That's good. Good way of looking at it. There's any drug that can damage every single cell in your body. Yeah, it's so destructive, alcohol, and it's so hard to get off. It's one of the only drugs where you're actually going to you could withdraw and die. You have a seizure and die. That happened to me twice, 3 times actually, 3 seizures. Well, I think I probably had more than that in hospital. I was in intensive care for a few weeks when I had the first one. Down to low sodium, that's sort of thing. I'll go another 10. We'll go to midnight. It's 10 to 12 now, so we'll do another 10 minutes. And if you want to donate anything, please drop me a couple of quid or put something in the super chat or whatever you want to do. If you've got any subjects that you want to cover, please do. It's a horrendous thing, alcohol. And some of the people on here, the stories, Jesus Christ. Do you read to what are your hobbies? Well, I do this. I keep myself fit. I sometimes work a little bit with my partner. I just generally sort of try and relax a bit, really. This has taken over quite a lot of my time in the last 40 months doing this, but I've enjoyed it, So I'm on social media a lot. See a couple of pals for coffee and whatnot. Eat well, cook quite a lot. I'm never bored. Never been bored in my life. I drink a few of these non-alcoholic beers and go to the pub. And it was a nice day. I just like to say when I'm beyond sat outside, put some sunglasses on and soak the sun up. I've got an open top car, so when the weather's good, I'll have a little float about. I can easy fill my time in. No problem at all. I haven't got any major hobbies though. I used to go fishing when I was younger, I don't do that anymore. The gym takes a couple of hours of a day as well, By the time you get in there and have a bit of chat, got the bottles of water, come out of there and go to the shop and, it's easy to fill your time. Best to just focus on one day at a time, 100%. Yeah, one day at a time. That's the only way to do it. Kaz, thanks for another great stream, Steve. Thank you, Kaz, for being here. James, I grew up surrounded by every drug known to me, man, watching my friends indulging for years. Most of are still around. Those who drink are all dead. Isn't that interesting, James? So the druggies, terrible, isn't it? The people who took another drug than we did are all around, but the people who drank are dead. Is that because of availability, or is it because of it's so complex and it just damages everything? Karen, I need to stop smoking now. Well, drop me a line. I'll see what I can help you with the smoking. Jane, I can't understand why we see it on every shop shelf and adverts. It's very true that it's so well advertised, isn't it? And it's got no warnings on it, and it's cheap and it's Christmas time and whatnot. There's piles of beer at the doorway. Get 2 boxes of Stella for £20. It's mad, isn't it? There's a spice epidemic. Yeah, there is spices bad, isn't it? The warnings are tiny. There's very little warning on beer. You go to any pub on a Saturday night, it's packed. Pubs are the only places where people will fight to give the bar staff money to buy poison. It's true, isn't it? People will knock each other out of the way. It's the only place you go where you want to be served immediately. You go in the next clothes shop, you'll stand in the queue, won't you? Pay for a new suit, you'll be able to have a chat with your partner. Look around when you're on your phone, just take your time. Oh, I'll worry about this new suit. You go to a pub, the only suit like that. Oh, I need £2 and waving the money, get me a drink. You don't see that in a fashion shop, do you? You don't see that in the supermarket. People just stand in the queue. In a pub, they're like, well, I need to be served now. Immediately, they want that drink. And then when there's 10 minutes to go, it's like a bun fight, isn't it, to get to the bar? One place I would not go. I've been to Benidorm once. The old town was right, but I wasn't drinking then. About 4 years ago, I went on my own. I met this woman on a plane. She was drinking vodka. She used to drink pints of vodka and lemonade. We won 2 weeks of really good nutrition and hydration. I can see the difference. You will, yeah. Your body will repair for you. Thanks, John. I'm fighting the way at the bar. They do the fight way at the bar and they push each other out of the way. James High from Somerset. That's where Jacob Rees-Mogg's from, isn't he? Always sun shining in Somerset. Thanks, Catherine. I'm a bartender at a nightclub, and I can definitely confirm that. Oh, they do? Yeah. The people will pay more if you said that. Somebody says last orders, right? £5 it's going to be £7 a pint now, the next 10 minutes. They still pay it. Alcoholism, pubs, nightclubs, and drink is a license print money. £15 a pint, some football matches, and that's madness, man. Fucking crazy. And when these guys, there's somebody the other night, he was trying to run out. As I was paying over the odds when I used to get daily drink to deliver. £12 for 4 cans of cider. That should be £3.95. So there's a lot of current. If alcohol was only discovered today, it would be classed as Class A. Oh, of course it would. Yeah, it'd be illegal, wouldn't it? Be illegal, and it's not good, is it? The way it's gone on. It's just we've got 5 more minutes. We'll do. I'm glad everyone's had a good chat tonight. I hope it opens your eyes, and I hope it keep you sober. And again, if you want to drop a little super chat in, I'd be grateful. And thanks for everybody who supported me and for all your comments and coming back every night. It's good, isn't it? It's somewhere to go. Because I'm not with my partner most nights of the week, and it's good to fill the time with something positive. I learn something every night from this. I've met a lot of people on here. In the future, we'll network a bit. We could do a lot with this. Not just this, but we get healthy together. And when you're healthy, you become successful. Doesn't matter whether you're 75, 15, or 25. Because we've all got a common interest, and that's getting off the booze and being healthy again and being successful. A lot of us have lost a lot of time, a lot of money, and we've probably lost our ambition and confidence through alcohol. And we'll get it back, We'll get our fitness back, get our health back, get our personality back, get our confidence back, get back on track. Because this recession is going to get worse. You need to be strong now. You can't be running about Wetherspoons when you're pissed off because there's something going on, because there's a world war. We're going to have to fight on here. It's not going to be an easy 10 years, I don't think. Just looking at the political shenanigans, shall we say, that are going on at the moment. There's all sorts of things. There's an undercurrent of danger here. But you need to be strong to fight that. Because, it's the strong that will survive, isn't it? It's the survival of the fittest. It's a jungle, isn't it? It's not as easy as it was to live years ago. You've got AI, you've got all this technology coming in, you've got all these job letters that are about to come in. People getting married done every day through AI. There's a lot of problems going to be on there. You need to be sober to deal with them. Especially if you've got family. Adam, booze and fags is so expensive, ridiculous price. I don't know how much cigarettes are. Good night, Neil. I'll speak to work tomorrow. Caroline, good night. When you're not drinking, that mental aggression is really what. Yeah, you do change character. So, Marina, cat weasel, yes, like Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, it is. Right, we've done 2.5 hours now. Your loose lips sink ships. Very true, that. So let's we'll wrap it up now. A couple of minutes left, and thanks for your donations. If you want to slip anything in there, just drop me super thanks before we go. I'll be back on tomorrow if you want me to. I'm hoping everyone's getting a lot out of this, and it's been beneficial for me. And I think it's been beneficial for you as well. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Way of Britain. William, good night all. That's midnight now. It's not late, but we've been on a while, and calm living, 100%. Samara, good night. Chat, take care. Thank you. Night, Catherine. And I'm going to shut off now, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. And have a good sleeping, have a restful sleep, and a good day tomorrow. Night, everybody, and just be positive and don't think that one drink will do you any good, because it won't. It might be a last, And think of what the benefits are. Think of what we can do on here. It's a good hobby, this, not a hobby. It's a good interest. Not a hobby, is it? It's an interest. Hi, Adam. It's a social, sober learning instrument. It's a good word, isn't it? Thanks, John. Your health is more important than drink. Your health's so important, cousin Caroline. When I was in hospital, I realised that. The first time I thought my health, it was going to, same here. We're Britain. See you all tomorrow. Been very good tonight, and we're going to make it better every day and build on this, and we're going to help people to live and save some lives. What an accolade that would be. And maybe get involved with the NHS at some point. And media is the next thing. Get some media coverage because we're going to be strong here. I can just say this is working out really well. Better than I expected, actually, because you guys are really good and fantastic support. Let's end that now. It's midnight, and take it easy. And thanks again for everything you've done for me tonight, and your donations, and your chat, and company, and the knowledge, and the stories. Always interesting. And see you later on, and thanks for the hearts and all that business. And I'll see you very soon. Take it easy.